It on stream, because we are live.
Are we?
We are. We are live. We're currently
Wow,
live.
that's pretty crazy.
Yep. Kind of cringe too, to be honest. You know, me live. You know, couldn't be. Not in this economy. Streaming in this economy, like it's a good idea or something.
Streaming in this economy, that's insane.
I know. Couldn't be me.
Wow, that's. Loretta, can you not move halfway across the arena every attack?
It's not what we do around here. Okay, we move halfway across the arena with every attack. Look at me just leaking the Discord chat. Look at me just leaking the Discord chat. That's better.
That's pretty rude of you to be leaking DMs like that.
That's okay. That's okay. The missile is EB.
This is sleepy and knee be sleepy.
Indeed.
If you get big, I'm starting that as a way for people to tell you to go sleep, or like the goodbye message.
You are not going to refer to me as the missile. I refuse to allow my career to careen into such a horrid state. That would be awful.
I don't necessarily mean calling you the missile, but I mean like people telling you to go get sleepy.
I don't know, man. I know where I am because I know where I'm not.
The missile knows where it is because it knows where it is not.
That's about the only thing I know.
Wasn't that like an official statement too?
Yeah, no, that was on a documentary.
It was a documentary.
Yeah, it was a documentary
man.
about like, you know, advanced weapons.
It would have been hilarious if that was like an actual way somebody sold their missiles.
That's just one of the military training videos. It's like, yes, today we're gonna go over the XM5 Sidewinder missile. It's like, oh yeah, this is gonna be great. And the opening to the video is, this is a very smart missile. The missile knows where it is because it knows where it isn't. That's how it tracks down our enemies and delivers them swift justice. It's like, what? It's just a bunch of 18-year-olds who just got inducted into the military, like, the fuck? And it's the Air Force, like, too, so they're not even 18. They're like 21 at this point, right? Because they've gone through, like, some level of higher-end training to have to worry about the XM5. Like, unless they're part of the maintenance corps or something. They're just like...
Your goal as the maintenance technician
is to remind the missile where it isn't at all times. You just give it a call.
Imagine you get on like one of those like fighter jets.
Just a dude playing cookie clicker on a map. The missile follows the cookie clicker.
You're flying your fucking jet, and command just tells you, remember, remind your missiles where they aren't.
Yeah, me constantly reaching down, pressing the remind button. You're not exploding. You're not exploding.
You are not exploding.
You are not exploding.
You are not over there. You are not over there.
You are, in fact, here with me. Let's not do a detonate. Okay, Chief? Jesus. Jesus.
Oh, my God.
I need to go check something. I heard a noise. I think my son is still awake for some reason.
Why the hell he awake, bro? Chair. Oh wait, hold on. We gotta put place emotes in chat. I also have to pull up the stream because that is important. Wave to the chair. Freak out over the chair. There we go. I will keep this alive.
The chair received praise. The chair is happy.
Hooray.
Hooray. Chair. Praise the chair.
The chair knows where it is because it knows where it is.
Smart chair for gamers. Alright, so Predator Strain's back. Been back for a hot minute now.
Like a day, right?
Yeah. I mean, close to 2 at this point. You gotta remember what part of the day we're currently in. But, massive bug invasion. Wow.
The day doesn't start
What a
until
briefing.
I wake up.
What an elite quality briefing. It's just a picture of a real mad brood commander.
Heck yeah.
Got fire tornadoes behind him. No information. Just flaming alpha brood commander. Oh my god, they're attacking Akanar Gundis. Oh no. We can't allow this. We must defend this one. Where's the space station? I will donate.
What the hell?
Come and donate, Athena. Super Earth needs your help.
Oh, it's right here.
Holy crap. Where else are they? They're in Akanar Gundis. They're in Akamar 5, which is a fun planet. I actually like Akamar 5 to fight on.
Are
Where
you?
else? They're on Esker. They're on Boar Rock. Not on Boar Rock. We're gonna lose Boar Rock. They're gonna attack Tarek.
What the hell? No, I've fallen. Help, I've fallen and I can get up.
And you can get up?
Yeah.
That's what happens when you press the B button.
You're here. The galaxy awaits your salvation.
Okali dokali. Superstore check real quick. Yep, got all the drip. Alright, go squad.
Where's our friend that never buys any drip? Or only buys drip, I mean.
I love our friend that only buys drip and has none of the good armor.
He only buys drip and has none of the war bonds, you mean?
There's that.
Let us continue our
That grabbed me?
progress.
What the heck?
This doesn't feel like a defense campaign, Kushma? Where's the defend mission objectives?
Where's the defend on our defend mission?
Exactly.
Initiating FTL
You gonna join me or not?
via Harinar system.
I will join here in a second.
Alright.
Thing for
Don't
my
have
final
to.
achievement.
Don't have to.
Heck yeah! All legendary ash and remembrance. Let's go. I'm done with this save file.
FTL jump successful. Mission coordinates locked. Hellpods
Definitely gonna
prime.
take a mid-operation break to discuss what makes a good bug build. Because apparently there's a build app that a lot of people are using that I'd like to, like, shout
I
out.
mean, we can do that now. We can do that
No. I mean, we could do that, right? We could do that. But, like...
I mean, a good bug build also kind of depends on like what you're going into. Because
Well,
what's good
that's-
against the green boys is not good into like the other generals.
Right, but a really good bug
clear
build has an
drive
answer to pretty
calibration
much
complete.
everything, right? Like, if you're smart about what you're doing, you can have an answer to everything, and then maybe it's just like not always.
Still
up.
of the opinion that there's not really a primary that handles them all really well.
Allied destroyer has joined squadron.
I mean, Blitzer does an okay
Engaging
job in the
orbital
green boys,
thrusters.
but it's much better into the non-green boys than the
Helldivers to
green
Hellpods.
boys.
Repeat. Helldivers to Hellpods. Orbit synchronized.
Well, actually, no. You know what? Crossbow kind of does answer everything.
Yeah.
But, like, that's not going to handle the swarms
Allied
very well.
destroyer has joined squadron.
What do you mean? Crossbow handles swarms really well. It's got a big old explosion.
Not when they get on your ass.
Well, you gotta get away. Gotta fly. Gotta get away.
Allied destroyer has joined squadron.
Your session is
Engaging
full?
Orbital thrusters.
Impossible. I'm looking at a very full session, but you're ready. All right, I'm gonna get rid of trouble gum.
Yeah, your session is full. Oh, a pending friend request from who? Receiving
Beautiful.
data. Receiving data. Data receiving. The missile is EB and EB sleepy.
No Neeby Sleepy. No Neeby Sleepy.
Destroyer has
But if I just
joined
put that in
squadron.
chat right now,
No. Don't do this.
I didn't even say which chat.
Oh my god.
I'm a menace.
Let's play,
I
said the
have-
man.
I actually have all of the armor sets in the store right now.
1, 2,
No, the helmets, but all the armor sets.
let's play.
Helldivers to
1,
Hellpods.
2.
Repeat. Helldivers to Hellpods.
It ain't working right. Alright, the lady in the ceiling keeps telling me what to do, so I have to oblige. Thank you, lady in the ceiling.
I love how I keep getting messages or getting like emails about how people have posted to the Elden Ring subreddit, and they're like, "Oh my god, finally, after 100 attempts, I've done this." I'm like, the only boss that took me any sort of time was Millennia. I was like 10 attempts, and that was because Waterfowl kept getting spammed at me, and I got sick of it and switched to Rivers of Blood.
What? I missed part of that, I'm not gonna lie to you.
I said I keep getting like emails about how people are posting to the Elden Ring subreddit
Mhm.
about how they finally beat a boss after like 80 attempts or whatever. And I'm like, the only boss that took me time. What is this bots?
No? What? Why did you
I
ask
thought the
that?
top left. I thought the top left was like color coded to the type of enemy you're fighting.
No. Top left is super earth control. Are you okay?
I thought the color told you what color or what you were fighting. I
Yeah,
don't know
that's
why I
blue.
thought that. Yeah, blue is bots
Bots are red.
usually.
Like, what? What are you talking about?
Thought bots. What the hell is happening? Am I getting Mandela affected right
Are you brain dead right now?
I think I'm getting Mandela affected right now, I'm not gonna lie.
I think you just a little bit sleepy.
Sleepy and EB.
Maybe. Wow.
Guys, that made me dumb.
Extraordinarily so.
Launch initiated.
That was about to be
For a
like
second.
the worst build selection you could have possibly run down.
I was about to switch to the Western rifle. Have, like,
would have been-
airstrike and shit.
Like you get passionate about complaining when stuff goes wrong in
Fog of
gaming.
War.
Fog of War, indeedly. Fog of Mind. Oh shit.
Objective located. Southwest. 100 meters.
Oh man.
Oh my god, I can
Oh, man.
I can kind of kill that over time. But as I was saying, there are a lot of people on the Elden Ring subreddit talking about how like it took them like 80 attempts. I'm like, Millennia took me like 12 attempts, and I got mad and switched to Rivers of Blood to cheese it. So like, it's wild to me.
You
Because like
decided
no
to
other
cheese
boss
in the
really
game.
took me a lot. Because no other boss really took me a lot
I'm
of
gonna
time.
destroy
That
the
does
middle
not
one.
kill that. Oh, that does kill it? What the hell?
Requesting sentry.
Oh, stalkers.
Okay. I still have no way to kill Shriekers, so like I'm kind of raging that you all can deal with them.
Yeah, that's what I got lasers, pistol for.
Objective located. Northwest. Get some! Get some!
I'll be
Probably
racking
don't
up
need
kill
grenades.
counts.
Probably
Stacking
don't need
bodies.
grenades until if I have this weapon.
Objective critical stratagem available.
Is that stalkers? It's stalkers.
Calling down a
Critical
sentry.
stratagem no longer
I don't
available.
know where they be, but I know that'd be stockies.
I'm out.
Hey, brother. That's verdict. That is not grenade pistol. I thought that was grenade pistol. Oh my god!
Does the missile know where it is? Or does it know where it ain't?
I got the terminal.
All I know is I am in danger mode.
Are you kind of alone over there?
Yeah. And a lot of stuff be very mad at me.
Oh no, I'm stupid. Hold please while I unstupid myself real quick. Oh shit.
Why is my gun not reloaded when I finish my reload animation?
I didn't think I would reach. My bad. Oh, come back, Rocket.
Bug. Southeast.
This build does not feel like Predator Strain is, I feel like Predator Strain is, like, kind of rough with this build.
Requesting.
Not gonna lie, they kind of aggressive.
No, you stupid Bile Titan! I hate you! Insert high ground meme. Did I? Oh, I threw it too soon.
I'm not gonna lie, Chief, we
Engaging terminal.
ain't looking so hot out here.
Nah, just you. The rest of us are together. You're not allowed to be alone into this this faction. You know that?
I didn't know this was Predator Stream for a second. I don't know why.
I mean, I did tell you. It's on stream. I got
did.
evidence.
Why are my guns not reloading?
Oh, fuck you.
Dropping a pin.
Methinks.
Southwest.
Like,
Probably.
that's why I'm dying right now, is the fact that my guns aren't reloading.
Man, it'd be crazy if you would just use one of those weapons that like never needed a reload because it has infinite ammo and does basically the
Then
same
my
thing
shit
the cookout
wouldn't
does.
fucking work. And I hate the Blitzer. We've been over this. I do not like it at all.
Ah, where's this thing
Oh my
at?
God, dude.
Somewhere over here.
Objective near your position.
Can I move, please? Thank you.
You got a backpack, yeah or no? Yeah, you
Yes,
do.
I do. I don't know what
was
y'all are
gonna
doing with
say-
this in mind.
If you neeby, I got backpack for you.
Sending in an eagle.
Rare sample acquired.
Why can't I move?
You know what would make this like so much more ridiculous if there was like a wire you had to hold that like attached to the back of your helmet. You just walk up, you attach a wire to the back of your helmet, and then you can only use your
Dude, the game
Friggin'
is
one-handed
actually
weapon.
just not letting me root move half the time right now, and it's like actually getting really fucking
Tracking
annoying.
map. East. Far.
Thank you, Bile Titan.
Sending in an eagle.
Oh man, we send it
Oh
in
my
an
God.
eagle.
Requesting air support.
Shit. The whole area surrounding the Mega Nest looks like no man's land. Like it's been friggin' bombed in a World War I movie.
You're welcome.
What was that, you? Oh.
Will you fucking stim? Holy shit, I had stim like 15 fucking times, and she didn't want to stim. I actually, I finished that if my character decided to not be stupid and actually decided to stim.
Oh, did
Like
you
I
almost
told
finish
her
the Mega
to.
Nest?
Yes, it is almost done. Fucking hate the stim thing in this game. And the subreddit is starting to complain about it. I've started seeing posts about it.
Oh, shit.
Okay, cool. So now my game is completely fucking glitched and I can't actually aim anymore, so I only have one direction to face.
I'm gonna kill it.
What am I supposed to do when I can't? Okay, there we go. Finally it fixed itself.
Oh, what?
I have 30 kills off just gas grenades, by the way. 40 kills, 50 kills.
Nah, I'm lying. Oh no, I killed him! Oh no, that must have been me. I'm so bad. Oh man, I'm the worst.
I'm sorry.
There's your stuff, bro.
I kind of can't get to it.
Not you, the other guy. The guy I killed.
Why is there like 3 impellers over here? I'm just dead again because I can't get to my shit and I'm being sworn like super fucking hard right now.
Oh shit. Oh shit. We run through the fire.
The climbing mechanic is not working right now.
We strong? For sure?
I need my shit back.
Bro tried to spit on me. He was trying to break parole. Someone tell him how to stream right. Say what up to the chat. You say what up while a monster's spitting in your face.
Oh my god.
I did it.
Where's my backpack at?
Oh my god, L3 died again.
Oh, my backpack is covered in shit. Oh, I'm not getting my backpack back, bro.
Is that double orbital napalm? Yeah, I'm getting the F out of here. Yo, I didn't understand your. Oh my god, I didn't understand your first message. Not online. This my god. Don't follow. I'm a little stupid, I guess. No,
You're supposed to say hi to the chat, by the way.
I said hi, kinda.
No, you're supposed to be like, hi, chat. Are you EB? Do you need be sleepy?
Hi, chat. Are you know where you are? I not knowing where you is. Dude, there are so many impalers.
Yes, there are. This is what I was dealing with.
Chat, send thermites, please. Send
I can't get my quasar because there's an impaler camping my
That's
quasar.
crazy, bro. Hey, I got one. I did not get one. DM. Now
Man,
you
I
can.
could
Alright,
have
okay.
finished. I could have finished this if my character just decided that stimming was important.
Well,
ever.
I'm just gonna call in one of these, and then I'm gonna call in one of these.
No, I'm almost done. I'm almost done. I got this.
I need it. Screw you.
No, I'm letting you know that I've almost cleared the holes. What was that?
You're having a great time over there.
What the hell was that? I fired my crossbow, and instead of firing at the hole that I was literally aiming down sights at, it hit the ground and exploded on me and killed me. Oh my god, dude.
Got him. Caught
And
the
now I
supply
can't control
pack.
my health pod, so I'm over here now. Dude, I'm like getting hardcore like upset at this right now.
It's getting hard. That's kind of crazy.
I just want my shit back. I want like the game to like fuck shit up on me. Like,
Got him.
I'm out. Screw the mega. Never mind. A charger that was targeting somebody else turned mid-charge and hit me.
Oh, that's that charger that I was friends with a second ago. cool
Started
guy.
charging at
Carl.
somebody else and turned last second. That's
No, don't do it, Rocket. I see what you're thinking. Think something different, though. No, shoot the Bile Titan, you stupid Rocket. All right.
where'd the egg go? Right here.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I'm going to extraction.
Chat, send help. Chat, do something. All I've got is a dagger. Chat, he wants to. Oh! Chat,
I'm out, bro.
Chat was too late.
Request
I'm
approval.
out.
Reinforcements on the way.
This is not going very well. I death battled super hard.
How's the night going, chat? What we doing out here?
The missile is EB.
Chat is not the missile.
Predator Strain doesn't get this viewers, right?
I don't know. Could be.
I don't think Predator Strain has viewers. We'll switch into my favorite weapon after this. Look how it's like much better into these guys.
Calling down a support weapon.
The missile is EB and EB.
I got a man's in chat named Super Mega Man. Guy has a history with gaming, clearly.
It says 1 viewer, so I'm not even sure.
I have 4 viewers right now.
You have 4?
Yeah, 4
What's
viewers,
telling you one?
and only 1 person chatting, and then you send in a high five.
That was for the chair. That wasn't a high five, that was a wave.
Oh, well, I saw an open hand and assumed I meant to slap it.
Dropping a pin. West. Far.
I wonder why it's telling me one viewer then.
Oh?
That's weird. Is phone YouTube just messed up again? That might be what it is.
Could even be.
Requesting sentry. Heavy. North. 50 meters.
You can wait, dude. Wait a minute. What does that mean? Wait a minute.
You know what it means.
My man, asking some questions I'm not sure I've got answers to.
There's a solar tower around here. Is that why this is like this? What the heck?
Aw, bruh. Aw, bruh. The orbital napalm was not that necessary. Survive. Oh, there goes my rocket sentry. You can hang like us. I'm not gonna ask questions. I don't think I want answers to them. My man sent us
What's in here?
a certain brand of muscle image, and I'm not sure that the hang reference goes great with that.
Oh, high yield. Why is he still alive with his head off?
They do that. New bug. They're cockroaches.
He's been alive for, like, literally ever?
Okay, never mind.
Where he at?
Cancel that.
He's dead.
Never mind. Heavy. Northeast.
Hey, there he is.
100 meters.
Okay,
Where
I
are they
hit
all
him,
coming from?
But he's alive. But I did hit him.
Requesting air support.
I don't think I can do this. There is a non-stop flow of bugs right now.
Tagging map. West. 100
I'm
meters.
out. I want to clear this, but I don't think I can right now.
I'm gonna change your name to Ben because you just let out on your loans.
Outpost cleared.
I'm trying to do objectives, sir. I don't know where you all are going.
The other objectives
Thank you.
as a squad.
I went to the group of objectives.
Dropping a pin. Northwest. 300 meters.
I'm contributing to the group. I got my hover pack. I'm adapting to the I'm adapting to the bin lifestyle. Okay.
The Ben lifestyle. Zen Ben.
That He's a bile hole.
Oh no! I knew there was another one. I just like don't understand why my gas was gassing me.
Can I stem, please?
Request approved.
Got gassed by my own gas. The irony.
Is that another bile hole? Oh, cool. I'm actually just dead because of a glitch.
Northwest, 100 meters.
No, I'm not. I made it out. We live in like Larry over here.
For prosperity.
Got that shit out.
Living like Larry.
No way, he got that call off? That's insane.
Requesting sentry.
Sending in an eagle.
Calling down a sentry.
Oh my lordy, it's a boil tape. Oh, he ran the charger right into me.
No stems and a dream.
Am I fucked? Yeah, I'm fucked. Why did bro run a charger right into me?
I could have
Oh
done that.
my god.
Deploying reinforcements.
I could have done that if I didn't glitch and have to use the stem.
I mean,
Has landed.
Oh, did you all finish the hole after me? No, you didn't. I'm gonna go finish the hole over here then.
the hole that I just. Oh shit.
Nah, this heavy nest, I cleared 9 of the holes while you all are taking all this time to clear 5.
What are you talking about? I haven't had a chance to do anything. I've been going for the thief, and I keep getting.
The thief isn't doable because there's too many enemies around. There's literally, it's literally surrounded by like a big hole and a medium hole.
The thief is.
So we need to finish them.
Is clearly doable, regardless of any of the facts that you're willing to provide with that counter-argument.
I mean, it's doable. It's just not smart when we can clear holes and make
Well,
it easy.
you
clear
see,
the nest,
the
make it,
biggest
like-
problem I had is all of my gear was left on top of the thief that I had one entrance into the
Charger just climb this solid face rock.
Oh my.
Literally watch dude scale a solid pillar of rock.
Oh my. Thank you, experimental infusion. That wasn't what I meant to hit, but I'm taking it. Oh lordy.
Can you finish reloading? Holy crap.
Reinforcing.
I'm the hero
Climb.
the squad deserved.
Climb! Oh god, I'm in trouble.
Y'all just don't realize. Y'all just don't realize. I need my Quasar back, by the way. I have no idea where my Quasar is. All I know is that I am over here now on fire because a charger blew up a car next to me.
I just, I cannot catch a break.
Doing
I
this.
simply need the one piece of gear that I desire, and I'll be just fine. But I can't get a hold of it.
Point me to the enemy.
Hey chat, there's a lot of chargers over there.
West, 50 meters.
Yeah, there's a lot of chargers over there. I wish I knew sports teams at all because then I could make a funny reference to that being like the Chargers home city or whatever.
You'd
But
have to be
like,
funny,
alright.
though. That's an important part.
Requesting sentry.
I'd have to care about sports, actually. I'm not gonna lie, Quasar isn't very good here because I kinda need more rockets more often.
Ooh! Not bad.
I think sucker run up on me. Oh no, dude, really? He one-shot me.
Reinforcing.
This bro one-shot me.
Case of democracy.
Okay. We're kind of having a problem here with the city. It'd be nice
Oh,
if we
my-
could all just group up for a second.
I use a lot of revives on the Mega Nest, but honestly, I did a lot with my life there. I cleared the whole huge nest by myself, basically. While those two struggled to clear a 5-hole nest.
Doesn't want? I mean, not necessarily. You can liberate a planet in a day if you can get enough people in the community moving in the right direction.
Oh my god.
It's really hard to get everybody moving in the right direction at the same time.
Well.
Sending in an eagle.
Give me my stuff back. Well, there's my quasar. There's my jump pack. And there's a horde of enemies.
Requesting advanced weaponry.
Okay. Now that I've collected my stuff back.
Heavy. South. Close.
No, one blade does not actually take like a month at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm
honestly,
saying. Like,
we were
like we can do it.
we were taking planets really quick when the game first launched because we had a lot of people. Where is the spore charger here, by the way? Do you have any idea where the spore charger is?
I don't see a sport charger.
There it is.
Heavy. Southwest. On my position.
I knew there was a spore charger here because there wasn't gas over here earlier.
Calling in reinforcements.
Well, now there's a behemoth
Calling
charger.
down a sentry.
Lovely, I have upgraded
Requesting
the enemy.
sentry.
Is that a good thing? No. But has it happened? Yes. How do I kill this guy if he doesn't want to face me? There are 2 of them.
Bro is so lucky that I'm not dead.
I don't think we're getting this seed. Like, I want to be optimistic about this Seaf, but, there's a lot of problems on it.
Calling down supplies.
Okay, I can't kill that one yet. I'm reloading.
Yeah, but my
He
gas
died
level.
somehow. Well, we just
Oh,
gotta
good.
call
They've
in.
reached. So
We run.
napalm. Yeah, yeah. Great
Yeah,
call. Great
yeah,
call.
Yeah. That already has 20 kills, by the way. 30 kills.
Oh, I'd be shocked if it does not end with 90.
40, 50,
Yeah, we just gotta take out the big enemies.
Heavy. West. 50 meters.
3.
Like this cinematic bastard.
200 meters.
Dropping a pin.
I can't see his face.
Yeah, he's running toward L3.
I don't want him
he's
over here.
turning
Good.
towards us.
Near your position.
Heavy. West. Close.
Nice.
Support weapon.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, but right now we're fighting a special strain of the bugs that is
Oh my god. I'm actually way too close
unique
to
to
this.
this current
Oh, did he
mission
comment
mode.
again? 'Cause I don't have, I think I need to reload your thing. I think it's something with the YouTube app. Yeah, I'm reloading this thing. Yeah, there we go. Now it says 4.
Marking location. South.
Oh, I'm out of ammo. Get them. I'm going for that guy. Okay. I'm going in.
Don't. You shouldn't do that. He's a ball pit.
Requesting advanced weaponry.
I made the Valentine do work for us, though.
There's another one on the opposite side as well.
Like I said, I don't think we get this Seaf. I think this Seaf is a luxury we have to let go.
How'd you like to taste of freedom?
Side straight your ass, brother.
Out.
Get wrecked.
I'm just shelling this Vile Titan until he inevitably dies.
Boing.
Ooh! That was an FPS drop.
I'm getting really good at this hover pack.
Got him.
Okay, I've got 2 things over here. There's one over here.
Airship required.
keep tight angles on enemies so I'm not lighting you up with the,
I'm just dead. I'm just dead. Yeah, I'm just dead. I got ran over by an alpha commander and then 2 more started stabbing me. We don't get this thief. This thief is not happening. Because they aren't helping us.
where are they over at?
I don't
They
know.
reinforce you? That's unfortunate.
Yeah, this is not happening.
Okay, on the bright side, I am now solo, which means there's a very high chance I get this.
Calling down a support weapon. Requesting jackpack. Calling down a support weapon.
Okay, when you get meleeed, you take the melee stagger. You shitter bug. Oh my god. Okay, what the hell?
Did we get the breach over here, or did you get it?
I got the breach.
Well, I can bro jump up here and take like all of my health.
Requesting sentry.
Okay, this is dog shit.
Yeah, it's not happening.
No. I'm not worried about the friggin' thief anymore. Now my objective is survive.
Weird.
I kind of expected the group to stick together. Yeah, the
I don't know why they ran.
The little bugs are like just crazy on me. Why are they, oh my god, they're so fast?
Where's the... Dude, Verdict is such a good weapon.
Wow, that doesn't stick. You know, I'd really like the thermite to just do the thing that it does a little bit more consistently. And now I'm dead. I'll never, ever respect the Bile Titan change. That needs to be undone. It
What
is
change?
too
Done?
much. The head tracking speed?
What?
You haven't noticed the Bile Titan's head tracking speed?
I don't know what you're talking
They
about.
spit right at you and change their head's angle of attack constantly while spitting. Like, very, very quickly.
I've not noticed that. I've had issues with that.
Oh, well, notice it because it is a very clear thing. It used to be they would basically, like, spit kind of right down in front of you and then slowly move toward you, like, kind of leaning their head up and back.
I probably haven't noticed it because I'm in faster armor than you.
Yes, exactly. Wow.
Dropping a pin. Southeast.
I died, what, like, 2 times?
Why is bro shooting at
I mean, it's not even about... It wasn't in the patch is the problem.
Bro
They didn't
missed,
patch
like
note this.
5 stem pistols on me, by the way.
Yeah, one of
I
the
was
dudes
kind of
is-
standing still.
Yeah, one of the dudes is just stem pistoling like a psychopath.
You know, the thing is, though, is I was like kind of standing still.
Additional reinforcement funding approved.
Reinforcing.
Obviously, someone knew the patch. I don't read patch notes for this game. I stopped
mean-
caring that much about this game a while ago.
The issue is the patch notes don't matter because none of that information
They
is
make
in it.
secret changes like a lot. That's the other reason I stopped reading, because they make a lot of secret changes.
Requesting advanced
And
weaponry.
like, well, I can't trust the patch notes.
Dropping package.
There was also things they'd say they changed that actually didn't change. So like, the patch notes kind of just don't matter.
Calling down a
Like, they're
sentry.
usually pretty good about it, about like what's in the patch notes being correct, but like, they aren't always 100%.
Good, I finally got a turret to drop.
Dropping package.
Get some.
I hate the city right now with the bugs.
Predator Strain and City do not mix.
No. It's too... Oh!
Dropping package.
Really? Why? Oh, man. I'm dead immediately again. By my own turret. Which has almost 50 kills at this point. They're still counting. They must have ran out of ammo. It's on me for not bringing.
Where are they
Castle of
going, by the way? Why are they not, like, coming here?
Hope. They're gonna complete the siege.
Oh, they're gonna now focus on the safe? Cool.
Well, yeah.
Not when we were all there. They left us.
Oh, they gave up on it.
Yeah, because two
Wow.
people can't do it.
I got maybe 4 deaths here. It's pretty sad.
Are the bugs finally attacking me?
Orbital inbound. Tagging map. West, 100
Do my
meters.
scout thing.
Activating showtime.
No, the bugs are not attacking me.
Additional reinforcement funding approved.
Calling in reinforcements.
You know what sucks? I had just called down my stuff
ETA T-minus 1 minute.
when I died.
It doesn't matter, dude. It doesn't matter. We aren't getting
Joining the
attacked.
fray. Requesting sentry.
Guess again.
Oh, now we
They're on
are.
the other side of this wall.
Location.
Yeah, now there's a napalm over there. That's getting a lot of kills.
Oh, I bet.
ETA T-minus 30 seconds.
We're getting attacked from behind.
Affirmative.
Calling down a sentry.
ETA T-minus 20 seconds.
They're coming from there.
Southwest, 50 meters.
ETA T-minus 10 seconds. Clear landing zone.
Eagle's coming in though.
Sentry.
Got the egg. We're just waiting on our friends to get here.
Oh man.
Pelican 1 landing sequence initiated. Watch where you're standing.
You're right below it, by the way.
I'll be alright. I know where it is.
Because you know where it is.
Yes, exactly. I'm not dead, so it's clearly not on my head.
Pelican 1 beginning ascent.
And that's all that matters.
That's information you don't get from reading the message.
Rough run. What do they even have, by the way, for stratagems? I didn't even see what they took.
Who, them?
Yeah.
Napalms and strafing runs and backpacks. Rough run, yeah, for sure. That Meganess kind of ripped us up too.
The Meganist only ripped us up because it wouldn't let me stem. I would have soloed it if it let me stem. Because I still had 4 stems. And I only had like 3 holes left.
Now, Mega Man, you're feeding into the lies here. It's highly effective. It just suffers a little bit when you get
It doesn't do
super
a lot of
overwhelmed,
damage.
because it doesn't
It
do a
also-
lot of damage, but it shoves enemies away from you and stuns them. And so like it's really, really good at just keeping enemies at a locked, fixed distance away from you, which
Well,
is
like the third
really
best
important
Allied
to me
destroyer has
because
left
I'm a fat
squadron.
ass and I don't run fast. Why I died 6 times? Man, it was not 6 times. Not
It's-
true.
Probably the second best gun in the game. Second or third best gun in the game.
I mean, the crossbow is just like
That's what I'm saying. The crossbow's like probably number 1. Into Bugs, Cookout's still pretty good too.
yeah, for sure.
If you're good with it, the Torture is also really good.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think I'm just gonna go back to running the torture here.
Blast Punisher's also still really good. Kind of underrated still. It never got nerfed as far as I'm aware.
Mission coordinates locked. Hellpods prime.
Jesus.
Engaging orbital thrusters.
We're getting smalls. What the fuck?
Orbit synchronized.
That's why you don't let cougars hunt around you. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Gotta be careful.
Oh, my hand is broken and okay then. That was weird.
I don't see it.
It was like being held out to my side behind, like slightly behind me.
Pardon.
I take care. CRISPR seems like it's probably still pretty good, right? I'll just take grenade pistol. Grenade pistol seems like it's gonna be good.
A wacky build. Not gonna lie. Build gonna be wacky and tobacco.
Kooky. Wacky, kooky, and maybe a little crazy.
Not my fault that I be where they hunt. Bro, get out of the jungle.
What the
Bro,
heck?
get out of the jungle, man. It's not safe. Man, do I want to run this? Does like, do I get hoed if I run this shit? I feel like I do. I have to do that. I don't really need an answer to bug holes. I've got gas grenades and a supply pack.
Hmm.
I think I just take the torture. Alright.
I don't know. Is this worth it?
What? The recoilless?
No, I'm trying to think about what I'm doing. I'm trying to think about armor right now.
Honestly, let me just recommend like Commando.
Why?
Because if you die, which is likely, at least you'll be able to just drop yourself a new Commando, and you won't have to go fight for your backpack.
I'm not gonna die. I never die.
7 deaths.
That's not my fault. The game, like, literally wouldn't work.
Oh yeah. Always blame the game.
I hit stem like 7 fucking times and didn't
Well, hit it
stem.
8 next time. Maybe you'll live.
I was
Bullied.
dead by the time I hit it the 8th time.
Bullied. You've gas grenade. What are you doing trying to use grenade? Bruh. You've gas grenades and strafing run, and you're sitting here trying to use grenade pistol? Give yourself a dagger so you have an answer to shriekers.
I have an answer to shriekers. It's called the cookout. It's the best answer to shriekers in the game.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be aiming that at shriekers. Let's be 100.
What do you mean?
I mean, there are much more relevant enemies to be shooting at.
Not if a shrieker's on my head. Like, it answers shriekers. Either way, I have to aim at a shrieker.
Allied destroyer has joined.
I don't understand what you're saying.
Engaging orbital
I
thrusters.
just want to be wasting ammo like that.
Wasting. Do you understand
Orbit
how
synchronized.
ammo efficient this gun is?
Yeah. Not nearly as ammo efficient as all the guns you should be bringing.
I don't know what you're talking about. I almost never run out of cookout ammo.
Hellpod launch initiated.
Because you die before you run.
No, because I call in a freaking resupply or I take ammo from objectives. This is the difference between you and me. This is why I like scout armor. I don't get in a fight with every patrol that just glances.
Well,
my way.
I want them all dead. If they're not dead, I make it my mission to see that they do be.
Complete the mission. We always complete the mission. I don't remember the last time we actually legitimately failed a mission.
Oh, it's been a minute.
Like,
Son of a
without
bitch.
including without extraction. See, look at that, look at that. Fire into the air, 3 bullets, they're all dead.
Help me! Help me!
Look out, there's a machine gun turret in play. Trigger nest cleared.
Calling down a support weapon.
Is there anything else that I should be firing this at? There is a thing out there?
Bugs.
Got it.
Never mind. Heavy. South. Close.
Broadcast cleared.
Throwing grenade.
I can't see his face.
Calling in orbital strike.
Is he still alive? No,
I
he's
don't
not.
think so.
We gotta call in.
Requesting orbital.
Gassing the point. They're coming in.
Have a taste of
I don't have an answer to that, boy. Oh wait, I thought I saw a bio coming out. I thought I saw a bio coming out.
requesting sentry.
Okay. Where am I backing up to?
Off the edge.
I'm backing up over here.
Tagging back. Lead 200 meters.
Get off!
That's a bug hole. Do we close that bug hole? We close that bug hole. We're ballers.
Good job, railgun.
Heavy,
or
south, close.
Whatever
Calling
the
down
turret
the
was.
sentry.
Stormtroopers with status, I'll take it.
Requesting air support.
We kind of are, but we can actually aim half the time.
Smoke outpost. Reloading. How'd you like to taste the freedom?
You got stalkers on you?
Where did they come from? What? Actually, where did they come from?
I don't know, but I called them out.
Yeah, too late. I didn't have time to fucking stim. Oh my god. I like that these are less resistant than normal
Heavy,
stalkers.
southeast.
Yeah, thank God for that.
How'd you like the taste of freedom?
Oh, they came from over here.
Heavy, southwest, 50 meters.
Heavy.
Requesting orbital strike.
Yeah, this doesn't kill Bile Titans like nearly as easily. That's why I don't like it.
What?
The commando. I actually didn't get a chance to even stim. They just stun locked me.
The hunters. Thanks, F3. Welcome to the party.
Man. Dude, Predator Strain is actually rough with randoms.
Pulling down the support.
Yeah, they're jetpacks. It's just, you know, we're not gonna really get a ton of mileage out of them into this faction.
I use them against non-Predator Strain. The problem is that the hover pack doesn't last long enough for you to clear the whole horde, because by the time you land, there's just more of them. And the jump pack is not nearly as good at keeping you alive, in my opinion. Because it doesn't, you don't get enough use out of it, and the hunters can leap that distance in this specific strain.
Yeah.
Against regular versions of these guys, the jump pack can move far enough to get you out of the range of a lot of them, but not like the actual jumpy ones. But all of them get increased lunge distance with Predator Strain, I'm pretty sure. They will leap really far.
Come on!
The other thing is that the hover pack, the regular strain can't jump high enough to hit you.
I don't know
Or
why
at
we're
least
calling me out
it's-
over there when I'm like 8 miles away.
Otherwise, it takes a second for them to do it. Here, they jump on you as soon as you start launching in the air. They're like, get back down here.
Requesting sentry.
This
Oh my
is
God.
probably the
Just
second.
die.
This is probably the second hardest variation in the game. The first being the incendiary core of the
They're
bots.
fucking insane.
And that's just because they're overtuned. Like, way overtuned. All this down here. This.
Though I will say the hunters in this mode are also way overtuned.
They are, but they're not as bad as the shotgun boys.
I don't know.
Do you have a backpack weapon?
Yeah, I do.
Canister's empty.
Oof.
Calling down a support
I had another one
weapon.
ready. Did he take all of those supply packs?
Do you need some?
Here.
There's one somewhere on the ground apparently.
Well, I just refilled.
But that's
it, so-
insane. That's insane. I think one person took all 4 of those.
Maybe he has a supply pack and thinks he's the goat.
Got him. No, he doesn't.
I think maybe they fell through the floor.
Oh, it could have been that glitch from the other day where my weapon just never popped up.
Dropping a pin. Southwest. 200 meters.
Yeah, they have the blinking red, so it just didn't work. That sucks, dude.
Well, I can refill everybody.
Looks like P2 needs it. His ammo's like blinking red. Do we have to go in there? Yeah, we do.
Requesting air support.
I need supplies.
I stopped the breach.
I've got you.
It's the other reason I like this. You can quickly tag everybody and they can't breach.
Bag's empty.
I mean, it's not really the random before myself. I can just reload these guys before I call in my own backpack.
Tech pack
I don't think,
inbound.
if you're referring to the fact that I said something about him taking, I don't think that actually happened. I think what happened is we've encountered a glitch where stuff just, where sometimes your support weapon just doesn't appear. I think that's what happened. Because the icon's still there on the map.
Well, basically everybody's refilled, well, yeah, I mean everybody's refilled at this point. Like it is what it is.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and call this down so you can refill your backpack.
I'm good. I just got a new
Calling in
backpack.
orbital strike.
Oh.
If you don't have a
Where's your
backpack,
backpack at? I don't have a backpack. Where's your backpack
it's
at?
like over here somewhere. Like right here.
We've got equipment.
There, I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna refill it. Because I don't have a backpack. You refilled everyone, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's not a
I got a
full
full
refill,
backpack,
but
too.
yeah.
I got a full backpack now. That's a good use of that, though. I feel like
Yeah.
that's a really good use of it.
Seems like the correct way to do things.
He's gonna get a call out. What the hell was that? Okay.
Requesting orbital.
Do we need call-in? We need call-ins here. Call this in. Where's the breach at?
Getting bombarded.
Oh, wait, you're 120ing it? Okay. Look out, there's a machine gun turret.
120 plus napalm. Jesus.
Requesting orbital strike.
No one grabbed the thing, I don't think. Yeah, no one
this guy
collected
got
the
it.
hard drive. It's still showing collecting encrypted hard drive for me, are you sure? Okay, there it goes, it just updated. Okay.
Well, he just set it down for a minute, that's all.
Tagging
That's what happened.
100 meters.
Alright, guard P2 with your life, that's who it is.
Found something. Tagging map. Northeast. Far.
Here's something up here.
Dropping package.
There's supplies over here if we want them. this, forward
Dropping
this.
package.
Man, I hate when I'm trying to switch back to my...
I thought you all were right behind me!
Not even close. I said guard P2 with your life, and you were 8 miles the other direction.
I was walking like beside you all, just a little off, and then I look around and you all are like all the way over there all of a sudden.
Well,
Dropping a pin.
I
North,
suffered
50 meters.
really bad, so...
Well, I can't kill this guy because I don't have a fucking column.
I hear him charging. No, you're supposed to get stuck on that rock. Fuck you! Ah.
Dropping package.
Oh god. Why are you over there? Oh god.
Why is who?
You.
Because I have to get my stuff back.
Calling in orbital strike.
Package acquired.
Reloading.
There's an impaler over here, by the way. Just like
I know it. I'm sorry.
Requesting
I'm trying to
advanced
fight my
weaponry.
way back in that direction. We're all coming for you.
I think I'm just dead again.
Tagging location. North.
I'm just dead because I got stun locked by a predator stalker.
Calling in reinforcements.
Dude, those enemies are way overtuned. What the hell? The fact that just random enemies get to be stalkers now is so stupid.
Fire in the hole.
Especially when they seem to only be like coming at me randomly. There's a sport charger out there. I don't know where he is. I don't want to just randomly fire in there. I don't want to just randomly fire in there and kill you all. Where'd he drop the thing? Wait, why did we grab it and head this way?
Oh no. Leave it to P2.
Package acquired.
Tagging map. Northeast. 300 meters.
Does he have it now? He has it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you get your stuff?
Yep. I was going to grab the thing because he left the marker over here. I thought that's where it was.
Oof. 120 just ain't feeling like it, Chief.
No, not against predator string. There's too many of them.
Yeah, but it hits pretty good on, like, call-ins. It's just... I don't know.
Napalm,
It
really.
feels looser than it should right now.
Napalm machine gun turret's actually putting in a lot of work. Strafing gun's really good.
Kill them all. New mag.
I got you all. I can see them from here. So
Dropping package. Requesting sentry.
I gotta find a better primary for this group.
Cookout. Predator strain Cookout does really good.
I do not like that weapon in the same way that you do not like Clipper. I in fact hate every actual shotgun.
That's crazy.
They all feel like shit.
Orbital inbound.
It's a good saturation tool. Understandable though.
Requesting orbital strike.
I don't know what else would be good. Crossbow, just they get on you too quick for crossbow. Maybe Scorcher?
I don't know what I'm thinking.
That three's gonna get in wrecked over there. That 13 kills.
Reload.
Woo! So anyway, chat, how we doing?
Package fired. Heavy east.
Check all subsystems.
Requesting tag pack. Engage in terminal.
Hey, pay attention, heads up!
Weaponry.
Oh, well, there was nothing you were going to be able to do to stop that
Calling in
from happening.
reinforcements. Marking location.
My roommate got back and I asked him to get me chips, and then we had a conversation about how he got me like 4 bags of chips, and I was like, I
Oh.
only wanted 1.
Oh, well, then you got devastated by an ultimatum.
No, I saw that. I did see that. I don't understand why there was an ultimatum fired at me, but you know, here we are.
Well, you were about to be assaulted by a stalker, and the guy thought he had a different weapon.
Oh, that's fair enough.
I got the terminal.
See, I want that stratagem to be good. It just isn't. Like...
Tagging map. South. 200 meters. Got a sample. Dropping a pin. South.
Did we?
200 meters.
We have to align the dish, right? Or did we do that already?
Deal.
Double homicide. Yeah, exactly. Fredo chili chess.
Yeah, they're good.
Alright.
I got the terminal.
Wish you could make walking tacos out of them.
Have a taste of democracy.
Can do what now?
step towards galactic liberation.
Make walking tacos out of them.
I don't know
You
what
not
that
heard of
is.
that? You don't know what a walking taco is?
No.
You've lived a pampered life, haven't you?
I wish that was true.
Walking taco is basically where you get a bag of chips, usually Fritos, and you put like taco meat in them, cheese, and then you eat them with like a spoon, mix them up. It's basically a taco, but instead of a tortilla, you use Frito chips.
In the
usually.
real world, we call that a Frito pie.
Called walking tacos, brother, because you put them in a small bag usually, and you walk with them. At least that's
Yeah.
from where I'm from.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that seems like a Kentucky thing. An almost a North thing, you know what I mean?
Hey, I know it's not a Kentucky thing, because it's like a thing in like New York.
Seems like a northern thing then.
It is, for sure then. I am from the northern part of Kentucky, so.
Requesting air
Well,
support.
Kentucky is just kind of like odd variety blend of the
Requesting
two.
orbital.
The upper half is north, the bottom half is south.
Oh,
That said, Kentucky does have the strongest sweet tea out of the south.
Going in orbital strike.
I have learned that.
yeah.
I didn't care if that
Texas is
killed
only
you.
a close second.
Yo, dude,
Have a taste of democracy.
I don't know if you've ever been to
No,
Kentucky
no,
and
no.
had
no.
fucking
Yeah,
food.
I have. It's just like we're the only place that even comes close.
Throwing grenade.
It's basically pure sugar, dude. It's
I know it.
crazy.
Texas tea is basically pure sugar, but y'all are like, hey, if you can't taste the grind of the
Heavy.
sugar, you're doing it wrong.
On my position.
Oh my god. I don't know what's happening over there, but it is, it's kind of terrifying me, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Hey, it's a lot, but don't worry, I'll eventually kill the Balzac maybe.
I can't get a chance to even pick up my support weapon to help with it.
Man, I should
Got
be able
it,
to do damage once its mouth is open.
I'm gonna help our buddy over here, because I think, never mind, there are 2 Wild Titans. I can't get a lock on either's face. He didn't die to 4 of them in the face. I don't know what to do.
Reinforcing.
Bro, how are they not all dead? I'm literally firing a buzzsaw at them. Yeah, it's Frito Pie. Like, yeah, definitely correct.
Somebody is not from the north.
You mean from a real place? We chew most of our drinks in the middle of Houston, that's true. God damn, who made this Kool-Aid? It's liquid, brother. Oh,
I thought Texas would be worse on its sweet tea because of like, you know, all the stereotypes and stuff.
I took your supply back here.
Dropping item.
Oh, you did? Okay, that's why it's missing.
Yeah, just take this one.
Requesting air support.
But I thought Texas would be worse just based off of all the stereotypes, you know, of like being the true southern state. Since I've been here, I've not seen anybody put nearly as much sugar in their tea as my granddad used to do.
Requesting orbital strike. Ready to liberate.
The gas is. Oh! Oh, I almost got away. Oh, he just snuck up on me.
Hey, do not know what I'm supposed to do.
Jeez, the stealth charger fix cannot come fast enough. Oh boy.
This is one of those moments I wish I had orbital napalm.
Calling in reinforcements.
Man.
Package acquired.
Another
really-
charger, brother.
I really was not ready.
You want to turn to face me, buddy? Oh, you shook my screen, whoever fell next to me.
Democracy captured.
Wanted my shit back. Still got him.
I just wasn't ready for it. There is a sport charger somewhere. There's just not enough heavy artillery to deal with all the heavies. We are back to that issue again.
Yeah.
Dropping package. Orbital inbound.
Orbital inbound. Calling in orbital strike.
Who's doing that? I ain't doing that. How many are left in the? Oh, we cleared the mega nest. Why are we still here?
Well,
Tagging
that's
location.
happening.
Northwest.
Go around it. Where's that going? I hate not being in scout armor anymore.
Hey, you're doing a
My
great
scout
job.
armor book. Wait, I can use stones to boost. I have 6 of them.
That was such a perfect gas grenade throw that guy will never know. The eye almost got away. He just snuck up on me. Famous last words. Yeah, I mean, he really did though. I wasn't ready for a 3-ton monster to fucking sneak up on me, man. Just did.
Feel like he didn't invite some friends.
Yeah, exactly. I've never felt so on the couch before.
Requesting air support.
Extraction is available.
Huh.
Calling in orbital strike.
Well, this seems like a problem right here that needs to be solved. And I just used my turret too.
Hey, looks like you're struggling over there.
I'm not actually that struggling. They're just really spread out right now.
Sending in an eagle.
Do I have a way to kill that guy? I do.
200 meters. Requesting orbital strike.
Rose, can you not randomly play games like that?
Bug outpost spotted. Prepare to exterminate.
I love
What
seeing.
you mean? What you
I
mean,
love-
strong ass couch? I've seen me on this stream. I don't look weighty enough for that comment. That's kind of brutal.
Oh my god. Am I dead here? Nah. Cookout's insane. Save me, Cookout! There's a lot of enemies. Cookout might not be saving me today. I distracted him over there on the left. Oh my god, I'm over here now. Wait a minute. That is not okay. Okay, that is actually not okay. I
Oh
just
my
saw
god.
what you meant.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I actually just saw what you meant about his spin. I got launched, but like 45-degree angle from where he was spitting, and he turned instantly and kept spitting on me. Get out of here.
My leg!
Why is Commando taking extra bullets? I did
Bro,
not
this shit
fire
is
4
ridiculous.
commando shots. I did not fire 4 commando shots there. There is a Spore Charger, another Behemoth Charger. Oh, by the way, that Behemoth Charger was not the only one.
Freedom never.
Requesting orbital strike.
There's actual stalkers!
Yeah, I know. I found them a second ago. I just wasn't sure if they were real.
No, they're real. I'm being chased by one. There's also a Spore Tower over here.
Calling down a sentry.
Reinforcing. Heavy.
Calling
On
in
my position.
orbital strike.
Will Grenade Pistol break a Spore Tower? It just takes like a lot, you said, right?
I think so, yes.
Okay, they're over there somewhere, Sin.
How'd you like the taste of freedom?
They really are, huh? Like I'm kind of getting fucked up.
Calling down a
I can't do anything right now. I'm being kind of fucked up right now. I got 6 kills, dude. What the hell?
Damn, the strain really be fighting. Oh shit.
You're not getting that call in, brother.
Hold on.
Am I dead? Dude, they won't stop. Like, I actually can't do anything. They got the call. They got the call because they just would not fucking stop.
Requesting orbital strike.
Gee whiz. Chat, I don't know. That's 31 kills. 35.
Dude, I don't know where the stalker nest is. I'm just calling the fucking extraction. Wait, is that it? Did F3 mark it? No.
calling in extraction. Requesting sentry.
That got 10 kills.
Freedom never sleeps.
Pack inbound. Calling down a support
My
weapon.
turret is gone, but my turret got killed before it died, and it wasn't even here that long. I'm taking 2 of these because I need my stims back, and I can refill people.
Tagging map. East. 100 meters.
I think that's where the stalker is my tag.
You want to go get it? Actually, no. I'll go. I'm in light armor.
Heavy. On my position.
Just keep it defended here.
Yeah, okay, that's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, we gotta get the stalkers.
Calling in reinforcements.
I'm out.
Is that it? That's it. That was it. That was it. That was it.
I'm so good. I'm so dead though.
It's a double, though. It's a double.
Not today. Grenade.
Requesting orbital strike.
That should kill it. I'm coming back.
Wow, I survived that. I don't see how.
You got a stalker coming. Not a stalker. You got a charger. Actually,
Thank you.
I forgot him killed from the back.
Yeah, just blast that ass.
Requesting sentry.
Sorry, I'm not normally that good at that.
Calling down the sentry.
Pelican 1 arriving at coordinates. Pelican 1 landing in
Victory
progress.
spin. Let's go.
Requesting orbital.
Pelican 1 preparing to depart.
F3!
They don't know.
20 seconds.
F3!
They don't know. Oh, he don't care.
He don't know!
Going.
Oh my god, he tanked it. He tanked it because bubble shield.
Pelican 1 beginning ascent.
Oh.
You have maintained our way of life.
Alright. I gotta ask chat.
Did P4 make it?
Yeah. What level of horrible choices
another-
do I make right now?
There was another stalker nest? Where? It is so hard to tell when there's stalkers on this stream because, you know,
Like fucked without the
they look
LPF
like
for sure.
normal.
Oh, shit. Nothing there. Horrible choices? We making horrible choices, chat? YouTube got the strangest recommendations sometimes, I swear. They've been sending me these like Reddit reads lately. People are like reading Reddit posts.
Because you're friends with me and I watch them a lot.
Gotta be.
I watch r/ like every morning.
Super will never forget.
Allied destroyer has left squadron.
Damn, ain't nobody stays.
Would you stay after that?
Hey. Hey.
Kimber's amazing. Exactly.
Alright, let me go ahead and show you what this horrible choice is. I'll be right back.
Dr. Pepper.
Engaging orbital thrusters.
I'm back in a second. I gotta go grab another Dr. Pepper.
Orbit synchronized.
Alright. Raise the chair. Raise the chair. Alright, so I open tomorrow morning, which means I gotta be in at 9. Which means I gotta be up at like 8. 3 now. Is this the call? Is this the call? Right here? Is the call stream all night? And then go in? Because no matter what I do, I think I'm working a hella shift.
Helldivers to Hellpods. Repeat. Helldivers to Hellpods.
Damn chat. Not gonna lie. Ain't nobody helping me make decisions here. Good, bad, or otherwise. Big shame. Ate about 3 in that dare morning. Oh.
I understand the mission.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand the mission.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I forgot what we were doing for a moment. That's kind of crazy, huh?
Nah, I'm not doing that. That would be stupid.
Yeah, the walking is not the good call.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's a play though.
I've not lost my mind that much though. Oh,
My bad.
Cali Barrage is heavy pin now, isn't it? Are you
Huh?
actually gonna do this, you insane person?
Yeah, what's the problem? That is not the weapon you think it is. That is the laser cannon.
Why is it? What? I didn't even click near the laser cannon. I didn't even click near the laser cannon. How did that? Oh, I know how that happened. I hit over one too many times.
I believe it.
Are you actually gonna force this horrible loadout on me?
Yeah, we're doing it. It's gonna suck. Don't worry about it.
Oh my god. Random's gonna jump
my
into
fucking-
this and it's gonna be...
My flex right here. Just popping my friends list open.
Yeah, you have like none.
I mean, I got Maplewood.
You're insane.
What?
Launch initiated.
I don't know. I didn't get any assistance from chat on how to make terrible decisions. I'm not sure I should make a terrible decision. Oh. 3-ton monster put me on a couch. I didn't read that. I'm so sorry. I missed that one. That's hilarious, actually.
What do you mean? You had two people say horrible
All
choices.
the galaxy looks to you for salvation. Let nothing
I don't
stand
know.
in the
That
way
doesn't
of
seem
One
like...
of their opinions means matters a lot, so you gotta listen to them.
Yeah, obviously not yours, right?
Requesting orbital
I don't know what
strike.
you're talking about. That wasn't me at all.
Orbital inbound.
That was a smart person that you should listen to.
Requesting orbital.
Those are gonna kill each
Orbital
other, aren't
inbound.
they?
Probably.
Firing orbital
Yeah.
barrage. Clear the area.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's turning towards me.
New
Oh, hey, you dropped like 3 grenades now instead of 2. Without a reinforce. Where's our other people at? Put an SOS beacon down.
Max
Tell me how
empty.
to live my life.
Sending out an SOS.
Okay. Why are there green boys over there?
That's what we do.
Calling in orbital strike. Requesting orbital.
Sir Smug.
Barrage incoming. Stand clear.
That's his name. Don't wear it out.
Oh, we're gonna do just fine. We got Sir Smug on our side. Let's go.
Oh man, he's our hero. And he's totally humble about it too. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Right? Knights are always humble.
No, that's honorable.
No, I'm not. What are you talking about?
Oh, fair enough. Getting
I'm just gonna keep
absolutely
dropping commandos
slammed
right here
against
because
stairs.
we're kind of just pulling up
off
right here. We're kind
Yeah.
of just pulling up right here.
Max empty.
Where do I put my Gatling turret? Drop it over here to the left. Yeah, I'm gonna put my Gatling turret right here to the left.
Max empty. Bugs.
We get over there?
I'm doing.
I'm gonna throw a gas grenade over there for you.
Requesting. Feels good. Orbital inbound. Max empty.
Do you want a machine gun turret over there, or are you good?
No.
Request.
Orbital barrage
I can't see the Bile Titan's face because he doesn't want to face me. Oh, he's dead. He's dead. Are you good over there, Bile Titan? Need help?
Got him, I think.
No, you didn't. I fired one commando.
I got really close though. If it only took one commando.
Need another thermite right here. Oh wait, no, I have another commando.
See that? That spit height is crazy, right?
Okay, he should be almost
He's dead.
dead.
He's dead.
though.
He's dead. He's dead. He's dead to the thermite.
Throwing supply beacon.
You killed me.
Calling in reinforcements.
Well, I don't know where you were going as part of my problem. I had no idea where the angle was.
We got a problem. Abandoned ship. I'm just dead because the game A won't let me climb and B won't let me stim. I clicked right through his head.
You're gonna die here.
I'm not gonna die if the game will let me stim at
No,
any
you're gonna
point
die
in
no
my
matter
life.
what. It's a napalm and a Gatling.
Calling in reinforcements.
It's putting in numbers though.
Request approved. Deploying reinforcements.
Brotato died. Fuck that guy.
Nice! We did it.
One Tufa.
Oh, there's another Bile Titan. I repeat, there's another Bile Titan.
Mr. President.
I repeat, Mr. President, there's another Bile Titan. Why did he immediately go for my turret?
Got him.
Orbital inbound. Calling in orbital strike.
Will you stim? I haven't been able to stim the last like last 3 deaths.
Requesting orbital.
So stupid, dude. I've been spamming and it's just not going off.
We're almost done. Just a few more bugs.
You know what?
We did it.
I was gonna fucking trade her. I still might trade her. Just because I can't fucking stim.
Pelican 1 arriving at coordinates.
Surprise with gas mines.
Pelican 1 landing sequence initiated. Watch where you're standing. Pelican 1 preparing to depart. Shuttle launch.
Surprise, it's gas.
Budget depleted. Extraction complete. Pelican 1 beginning ascent.
Oh, I didn't work right away too. That's unfortunate.
Liberty has seen you through.
So chat, how we feel? We doing it? We doing the all-nighter? I don't know. I'm not feeling it personally. I'm not thinking it's the best call. Wimp! Ah, come on now. Come on now. That's crazy, calling me names and such.
We finished that one, didn't we?
We did. That one's over.
Once more.
Oh hey, I can get sample extractor now.
Extricator? Yeah, you got it?
Yep. I now I am back to having everything in the game again that actually matters.
Yep. Like me, except all of the light armor that could not be fucked to have.
What
The
is-
missile lazy
you know what, I'll just-
CB. Oh no.
That is literally all of
Greetings.
your credits. That's crazy.
Galactic War.
What?
Whatever they're called. The orbital blockade
Yep.
requires like literally all of them.
Yep. But to be fair, we can get 50,000 back in a single operation, as long as we select one
I
with a
just-
blitz.
I just put it back in. I just donated all of them because it is for Hellpot space optimization.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. I think we're gonna pull this off. It looks like it.
What's that symbol by the planet? Oh, Predator strain.
Yeah, it's the strain. I'm hoping they add like 2 more strains.
Oh my god, there's a lot going on this planet. Holy crap.
What, with the Achenar? I've seen more.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever watched the the Jet Brigade one.
No.
So I've got a stream where it's the Jet Brigade paired up with the Incendiary Core, and we had the space station, and we had Eagle Storm on, and it was something else. I can't remember what the planet was, but it was like it was too long to fit on the screen. It was pretty insane.
Warframe syndrome.
Yeah.
I love the days when you just log into Warframe and
And it's
the
just-
terminal hub is just like through the ground and the roof, and you're
Yeah.
like, well, And the best part is none of them mean anything because it's gonna be like ghouls are back.
Let's
and
Yeah.
dare free our
Thermia
galaxy from the
fractures.
affliction of
Yep.
bug and bot alike.
All right. Here's what we're doing. Swapping out. I'm going to do a little bit of convo on this. And then, you know, that's where we're going to go. We're going to do this a little bit. So, this is the, I don't know why that came up. One of the GX Games loadout builders. And you can kind of just use this to throw a bunch of loadouts together. And, like, use this to, like, send to your friends for loadout setups. I think there's
Not sponsored.
another one. Helldivers 2, that's not how I spelled it.
Right, you haven't been sponsored by them yet.
Oh. So it looks like this. Hold on. There it is. Sorry. This is the other one. This is the good one. The helldivershub.com one. So this is the one where you can share a whole bunch of stuff. A lot of people are using things like this. So these little things are really, really good for like keeping track of loadouts that you like to run and sharing ideas with other players, especially if they're like newer to the game and you want your friends to have something to like target. The other thing that's really good about this is like everything's right in your face and you can start setting this up without having to drop into a mission or have that mission start selection screen up where things kind of get lost in translation. So like these can be a really actually decent tool for kind of trying to mentally put together a setup before you drop in. I generically just run heavy armor. It's just kind of what I do.
Because he's insane.
I am a little bit goofy, but it does have all of the options here for different things. It does have the like incorrect thing where it doesn't necessarily lock you out of certain choices with armor classes. So like I've got heavy armor selected, but it's still giving me access to acclimated, which isn't a thing. There is no acclimated heavy armor set in the game. If there were, it would be really, really insanely good.
Which one's acclimated?
Acclimated is, and I wonder if it shows it on here. Yes, it do. 50% resistance to fire, gas, acid, and electrical damage. It is literally you just take 50% less damage from elemental types.
The kill zone or whatever.
It is the kill zone crossover armor. Yeah.
Kind of surprised, honestly, there isn't one for it.
Well, it would have been nice if there was, but there isn't. Very unfortunate. But like, so I often find myself running. Where is it? This. So like into bugs. For instance, bugs. You generally need an answer to a few things. You need an answer to Bile Titans. You need an answer to Charger. Right, well, Bile Titans and Impalers is what I will put down here. You need an answer to Chargers. You need an answer to Bile Spewers. That's not how you spell that. There we go. You need Chaff Clear. And you need, how to put this? Shrieker Kill. And Hole Closing.
Which generally you want to try to group as many of those up as you can in one, which is why I like the cookout, because the cookout answers chaff, it answers some medium targets that aren't like chargers, and it answers shriekers really, really well.
Yeah, so like just to like give an idea of what Athena is saying here. So the cookout shotgun is doing fire damage as well as the 320 regular damage.
So like one
Um,
bullet tag on a shrieker will kill them from
yeah.
the burn damage.
So
usually.
with this, we can say we've probably got this knocked out, a little bit of this knocked out.
It's also very ammo efficient, so you don't run out of
Yeah.
ammo super often.
But we're knocking down those two things with just one thing that we've added to the kit, just already. So with a secondary, you're looking at like trying to solve one of these other issues. And to like solve Bile Titans or Chargers, you're going to need something like the ultimatum, which I wouldn't recommend as an answer. You're only realistically getting 2 shots out of this. You're always going to see at least 3 or 4 of these things on the screen in Super Helldive, so sticking to a weapon like that is only going to catch you off guard when you least need that to be the case.
It's also
So what
very slow reload and a very
Yeah.
hard to use weapon.
Yes.
If
So
you
a
do
lot
wanna
of people
try
will just
it-
run like this.
If you want to try it, I'd recommend 100%. You kind of have to take the supply pack because I did that for a while. I ran Cookout Ultimatum, and that was my answer. It wasn't very clean a lot of the times, but it was a lot better back when you got the extra ammo from it.
Yeah, before they did the change to it, it kind of made some things fall apart. So the GP31 grenade pistol is a big favorite. The LAS7 dagger is a big favorite to a lot of people.
I love the Verdict. I am a big Verdict fan because the Verdict also very cleanly answers spewers.
Yes. So like that's a good call because the other thing is the Verdict is also very ammo efficient. And so the Verdict is really good if you want both of your weapons to be able to kill shriekers, having a weapon that's very, very capable of killing spewers, very, very capable of like medium clear, which is basically like kind of what's going on here. Is like and medium kill. So like that's your brood commanders, your stalkers, things like that. Those
Yeah, if
healthier enemies.
if you're accurate, the Verdict can one clip an Alpha Commander. It's very hard to do, but it can one clip, and it can do it very quick if you got a good trigger finger. Hive guards are also very quick to kill. You can kill them in I think half a clip, but I generally just dump the whole thing in them.
Yeah, if you're very accurate with it, you can blow their heads off in I want to say half a mag. I'd have to pull up the Helldivers wiki to verify that.
Hard. It's very hard to get an idea of how many bullets it takes to kill something with the Verdict because you can spam it really quick. But it will one tap anything below a Hive guard if you hit them in the head.
Yeah. And so like you're not gonna have hole closing here, but we'll say for instance you want to run something like this. That's gonna be your medium kill. So your grenade, you've got your chaff clear down, so you're not really worried about a grenade that's super good at chaff clear. You're now more or less looking for a grenade that's letting you sort out hole closing, unless you're planning on taking a support weapon that's doing something like that.
If you're looking for hole closing specifically from your grenade and that's all you need, one of the best ones is frag grenade.
Yep.
Because frag grenade has 5 charges.
Yes.
Alternatively, if you don't plan on taking a big dedicated support weapon for killing chargers, thermite is also a very good idea because it can close holes in a pinch, and it will kill chargers if you stick them in the head.
Yes. I make the argument with where this kit is going that you're probably not going to need thermite. You might need just a little tiny bit of assistance with like getting quick kills on a ton of enemies because the cookout's really good at putting certain enemies down, but a lot of its damage comes from that after the after fire effect.
Personally, because we're kind of going towards my kit, I use gas grenade because they blow
Yes.
up holes pretty quick. They're very good at crowd control as well, which we don't necessarily need that, but doubling down on that isn't the worst thing when you're only losing 1 grenade from frag.
Yeah, so now you've got like extra deep into chaff clear. You've got hole closing covered. Like, now all you realistically need to worry about at this point is finding an answer
Per-
to chargers and finding an answer to Bile Titans and Impalers.
Personally, though, if you're going with the heavy armor, I wouldn't recommend gas grenade because you don't necessarily need that. I use gas grenade because it slows them down and I'm in light armor and it prevents them from jumping sometimes. I would probably end up going with frag grenade here with heavy armor, but that's a personal choice at that point.
One thing that I did not mention in here, because we're talking about weapons at the moment. Once we get into stratagems, which is going to come after we get like the baseline loadout, which is going to be your weapons and your armor, going in, you can kind of then tailor your stratagems around that, because the majority of your day-to-day playstyle or like your constant run is going to come out of the weapons that you like, because there's a lot of good weapons in the game now, but weapons are kind of where people find themselves to be the most comfortable.
If you're
And
looking at if you're looking at this build, alternatives to the cookout would be like the Blitzer. Blitzer would be really good. Plasma Punisher would be a pretty acceptable replacement as well. Mostly I'm using the cookout for splash because it spreads out over an area really, really well.
yeah, I mean,
Breaker Incendiary is also another really good
yeah,
choice.
and if you're just kind of looking for something that's going to work, this is another great option if you can get that earlier.
Alternatively, I don't see a lot of people using it. The Halt is a very good dual purpose weapon.
Oh, pardon me. Yeah, so the halt, which is right here, from the Truth Enforcers War Bond. It has two different damage outputs, so it's got a flechette rounds, which are actually medium armor penetrating, and it's got a stun round, which can stun everything up to a charger for, get this, 5 whole seconds. That is a
And
5-second stun. It sits there and does nothing for you.
if it's not a charger, it will push it back really far too. Like really far.
Yeah.
It's
It
just
is-
hard to get used to swapping modes, and you do have to reload each one individually.
Yeah, this is a skill check weapon. If you can pass that skill check, you're gonna do great things. But for clearing large amounts of crowds, the halt can kind of keep pace, but it's never going to compete
It's
one for one with
losing-
something like the cookout or the breaker incendiary, which you kind
You're-
of just
you're
set a bunch of enemies on
paying-
fire.
You're paying a bit of damage for utility. It is also worth noting that the stun round is a slug shot.
Yes.
Pretty sure.
Yes. It's either a slug or a very, very tight cone.
I'm pretty sure it's a slug.
But regardless, okay. So now that we've kind of gotten the meat and potatoes put together through our like base kit, chargers and bile titans and impalers need to we need to have an answer to them. So first thing we're gonna look at is gonna be our support weapons here, and there's a lot of really good options. But you're kind of looking to see if you can answer one of those two things while also kind of like having something that isn't going to hinder you in another field, right?
The first thing I ask when looking at a support weapon is, do I want to take a backpack with me? If not, recoilless is probably my go-to answer if I'm not looking at a backpack slot. If I am looking at taking another backpack, I know I have a few options and it's going to depend on the mission type I'm going into.
Yes. We'll just go with that as a baseline option though, with recoilless. Because that's a standard thing that a lot of people will pull out into bugs. You see it, it's very popular. Backpacks don't tend to be something that matter as hugely on the bug front, as long as you're able to make effective use of this weapon against those bigger enemies, such as our chargers, our bile titans, and impalers here. That's a really good answer to that.
It's also one of the more user-friendly
Yes.
answers. I'd say only losing to like the Quasar.
Yes, which is going to be all the way down here. Quasar is one of those quick answers that a lot of people will select if they do want to have a backpack. Generally that backpack is, one of the rovers or the shield or supply backpack. There's not really a whole lot of room to do any of the other backpacks into bugs unless you're willing to get really, really good with the jetpacks or you've got, just this real fun way about you that you like to just blow yourself up with the portable hell bomb. Like, if that's you, more power to you. But,
You had that in S tier, the other day, right?
yes.
S plus tier? S plus tier, I mean.
Verging. Not for bugs though, definitely not. Anyway,
Remember, by the way, because the portable hell bomb was mentioned, you can drop that thing once
Yeah.
you arm it.
you can drop it off your back. Okay, so now that you've got an answer to everything, and you have 3 remaining stratagem slots, you've got your Bile Titans and Impalers dealt with, you've got your Chargers dealt with here, you've got some chaff clear that you've doubled down on through your primary weapon and your grenade, which is great. You've got an answer to your medium enemies, such as your Bile Spewers and Brood Commanders and things like that, in your secondary weapon. And you got a Shrieker answer in that primary weapon, let you just kind of hammer away into the sky, knock them out by burning them to death. And you've got hole closing through your grenade as well, which is just fantastic to have. It's a really rock solid grenade. Now you've kind of got 3 fallback options in the rest of your stratagems here. And so it's kind of going to depend on what sort of mission you're going to. But if you're like me and you aren't just playing this game to one-man army all the time, you should try to look for a stratagem here that lets you help out teammates at least to some degree. And so what that means is maybe a sentry or some sort of defensive option or some sort of crowd control option that lets you get a little bit more power over the flow of battle. And so one of the popular ones that a lot of people have been taking recently has been the orbital gas strike, which is somewhere in here. I believe it's in the bridge. Yes,
Orbital
right here.
gas strike's just going to be like another version of your grenade, but it's going to be bigger and last quite a bit longer.
It's a very large area. It lasts quite a bit longer. It does have the benefit of being some detonation force that's higher than anything else you have here. So
It'll close your bile holes, very
Yes.
importantly. That's what that is what in this kit is going to be able to close bile holes because it comes up really quick.
So that is one of those things that I was saying I wanted to bring up when we got into the stratagem side of things. There are Bile Titan holes on Helldive and above. So this has the demolition force that you need. You just kind of chuck it into the hole. It has what you need in order to put those away. You'll close those with this. And that's just going to be off of your orbital gas, which is only a 75-second cooldown before you start getting any of the additional boosts, buffs, and benefits, which is really, really good. The other thing that that's doing is it is now tripling down on your chaff clear. It is giving you some very, very helpful crowd control over a lot of enemies in the game because they're no longer just charging straight at you. It can help very much put a wall between yourself and chargers. It's not going to kill chargers, but it is going to make killing chargers significantly easier because they're just not going to run straight at you as much. So you have a little bit more time to kind of work them, rodeo them, and get yourself in a position where you're able to kill them.
Another important thing that you mentioned earlier was if you see a teammate getting swarmed and running, you can toss that behind them and it'll protect their escape.
Exactly. So that's that supportive side of things. The other thing that this does is there's one thing that the bugs do that the other factions do not do to the same degree, and that is breaches. This is one of the best answers that you can have 2 bug breaches. You will get at least 2 of them off in every Super Helldive bug breach. You'll get one right at the start if you know the call-in is happening. You wait for those first and second holes to pop up. You figure out where the biggest group of the enemies is going to be, and you toss that sucker, and hopefully it lands in the middle of all 3 breach points. And then you are contaminating that entire area and all of those enemies with this, and you're doing so much help for your team, and it's a wonderful thing to have for that. There's a few other stratagems that do this. Orbital Napalm is one of them. The airstrike, the Eagle Napalm strike is really, really good at this. Just chucking your gas grenades in there is really, really good at this.
Gatling barrage.
Having Gatling barrage is really, really good at this. Even the airburst barrage is kind of okay. Like,
Airburst
I
is
wish it was a
better at
little
lower levels,
better.
though.
I'm sorry?
It's a little better at lower levels than Helldive.
Airburst is a bit better at lower levels because it's only medium penetration. But having that as a just flat out answer to all of the lighter enemies that come out of that hole is going to be really good. You just want to make sure that you're not throwing it too soon, or you're going to end up wasting a lot of its potential.
If you get really good and you only play at like 7 and below, I'd recommend Airburst actually really well. If you get good at the timing, because it'll slam into them as each wave spawns.
So
Basically, meaning you just gotta deal with the chargers.
I would say we've doubled down on breaches here, because just having gas grenades and gas strikes is going to let you do quite a bit of work with that. And then we're going to need some like better heavy hitter clear. So this is going to be stuff that, like, if you have a really major breach and you need to solve it. And when it comes to that, there's a lot of different schools of thought on how you want to do it. And this is going to be a playstyle choice for you. Are you the type of person that wants to be mobile, or are you the type of person that kind of wants to find a position and kind of hold it against the bugs? And if you want to be mobile, there is no better place to look than the Orbital Napalm Barrage. Okay? That lets you kind of just drop it, run away, build your distance, circle around the point, however you want to deal with it, and it's going to deal with 99% of the enemies that are coming out of that hole. The rest can be dealt with by your recoilless.
If you were here earlier, I actually made a comment about not having my orbital napalm that I normally have.
Yeah.
Because I took a little bit of a different kit. I normally take it for that exact reason.
Exactly. Like, it's a very, very good answer to that. Now, if you want to do something that's maybe a little bit more one-man army, where you don't mind slugging it out with the enemy, you're kind of a little bit more willing to hold a position, then we're going to look at some of our sentries. And the best one for starting and holding down breaches is going to be your Gatling sentry. And the reason that that's a really rock solid answer for you is because you still have recoilless to help protect that Gatling sentry against the 2 enemies that are going to be the biggest threat against it. And that's going to be Chargers, right here, and Bile Titans. There's one more enemy that causes a little bit of trouble for that, but because the Gatling sentry is a bullet type and not like the rocket sentry or something like that, it will have an answer to them, and that is Pouncers. And that's because Pouncers will just immediately jump on whatever the closest Helldiver related paraphernalia is when they spawn, and they do tend to be really, really good at taking out turrets because of that, because the turrets just aren't able to rotate around generally fast enough. This one, however, is.
That's the one reason I like Cookout too, is if you happen to tag your sentry, you're not doing a lot of damage to it.
That's, yes. So this is kind of an either-or option for that. And to be honest, if you really want to go wild and crazy and just double down on that ability, running Gatling and Napalm with recoilless in this is solving a lot of problems for you. All right? Like,
I do that occasionally.
This is solving a lot of problems for you. The problem here is if you do have a playstyle like preference to where you prefer to not get stuck, you're kind of wasting a stratagem slot. If you don't mind getting stuck and you kind of want to stay and hold a spot, Napalm's really, really good. and this leans much more into that.
I would recommend a hybrid style there if you're going to want to do that, of switching to machine gun turret, because machine gun turret can be a lot more agile than Gatling turret.
Yes, and that's a really good point right there. The lower cooldown of machine gun turret by like leaps and bounds lets you kind of just position this thing wherever you need it, and gives you a bit more help there.
They're about the same. It's just Gatling turret fires a little more rapidly. Has a little bit more ammo than machine gun turret. Machine gun turret doesn't last as long, but it has the shorter cooldown to make up for it.
Now,
So
the thing I'm going to point out is we're starting with a light armor setup here. So this is going to be more of a runner setup just because you're on light armor. If you're trying to stand and fight in light armor, you're probably going to get your ass kicked by the bugs more often than not. It's just not a smart move to try to hold down a location with the bugs when they can like two-shot you.
if we're talking about light armor here, this is a pretty good standard 3 that I take. This is actually the standard 3 I take. My last slot is usually determined by if I'm taking recoilless. If I'm not taking recoilless, sometimes I want a good pick up and go weapon, which would be like the commando.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, I'm going to take something that's going to defend me while I'm doing objectives, which would be like the guard dog breath. Alternatively, sticking to the recoilless setup we're going here, I tend to find this loadout struggles with alpha commanders and hive guards to some extent. So the two enemies that I tend to find I'm taking longer to kill than most. So I generally want to double down on some sort of chaff clear that hits medium targets, which will generally be like cluster bomb or strafing run has been my most go-to option right now, because strafing run gets a lot of charges and is very good at just clearing a path for you to run through.
Yes. So that's literally touching on exactly where I was going to go with this. The thing that you're really looking for at this point is if you're going to be mobile and you're going to be running these three stratagems here, recoilless, gas, and napalm, you want something that's going to kind of multi-role for you and help you clear those enemies that are generally just problem children for this build. And the verdict will keep up for a little while, but it is going to fall behind into those medium enemies.
The thought process here is, because you're probably seeing a lot of ad clear in this build, is I'm mobile enough to outrun the big threats to get my recoilless to handle the bigger threats. So the issue when you're mobile is getting crowded, not necessarily getting overpowered.
Right. So, like, again, this last slot is really, really good for just Eagle stratagems in general. Because most Eagle stratagems in this game are workhorses. All right. They're doing more than one thing generally. They're maybe leaning a little bit more to one particular behavior or one particular niche because of the separation of them, but they're generally going to do a pretty rock solid job of a little bit of everything.
That last
So
slot right there could really be any Eagle. 500 would work really well. Strafing works really well.
So yeah, so exactly where I was going. 500 strafing run and airstrike are going to be like really, really rock solid go-tos. If you find that you just generally need a little bit more wide space chaff clear to follow up the gas, cluster bomb is an excellent choice. If you're running heavy armor and you kind of want to stay a little bit longer, you can run napalm strike. Napalm strike is capable of destroying holes. Cluster is really not. Airstrike is like a really, really rock solid option here because it will do damage to every single enemy on the list. So this will let you double down on Bile Titans, Chargers, Bile Spewers and medium kill, generic chaff clear, hole closing. It's still a really good option for all of that. Eagle Strafing Run does much of the same. It's kind of just to taste for you. Do you want something that gets something out of your face in a snap? Or do you not mind giving yourself a little bit of time and letting the airstrike come in and maybe hit a little bit harder?
The main difference is 500 only has 2 charges. 1 charge if you don't have the upgrade, whereas strafing has 4 or 5.
Yeah. You get an
Eagle,
eagle. Eagle's going to have
air
3. You've got strafing with 4. Like, you're in a good place with either one of those. my recommendation for something like this is going to be strafing run. It's a very, very fast answer to some of these enemies that are really good at crowding you. And it's much less likely to kill you than running something like cluster or airstrike. Because what'll happen is, you get the stratagem ball ready, you just get popped out of nowhere, either by an ally or an enemy. You drop it. With strafing run, at least for the most part, as long as you're not sent ragdoll careening, you know about where it's going to go, so you can kind of clear the area. It's generally not going to aim behind you. It's generally going to be at least 180 degrees in front of where you were. So if you can kind of keep in mind where you were and get behind that space, you're going to be safe.
It's also worth noting it has a little bit of tracking in its path. It doesn't always go straight in front of, like, directly where you throw it. So if you get hit from behind and knocked into the path, there's a chance that if there's enemies off to your left, it misses you still.
Yeah.
I've had that happen a few times.
It's pretty decent for all sorts of reasons like that.
It's also the quickest stratagem to come in the game.
Very easy call in, and it will do a lot of those things as well.
Upright, upright, right? Yeah, or I was gonna say it's upright, right, or downright, right? I can't remember.
I've got it on the screen right now, so. And this is a really it's not a great answer for Bile Titans, but it works. Okay. I've got a stream from a few days ago, prior to this particular moment, where myself and Uwutel literally killed, and I think I quote this, 6 Chargers, 3 Bile Titans, and 2 Impalers.
And we had
nothing,
no answers.
Yeah, nothing at all designed to kill those. Literally just orbital gas strikes, some
what did I have at the
thermite
time?
grenades, and
oh yes, I had
strafing runs.
I had a machine gun, supply pack, strafing run, and gas, and you had something somewhat similar to what you were running today.
Yes, I was running arc thrower with thermite grenades and a gas dog, and we
made it out of there alive.
Strafing run. We didn't just make it out of there alive. We slaughtered everything. Like, everything died to that loadout. Like, with minor difficulty. Like, the only difficulty being, like, we weren't really sure how we were going to take it on in the start. That's how effective something like strafing run can be.
The core idea of this build, though, is you're kind of like the scout for the group. You'll notice that if I run a build like this and I'm playing with Sin here, I'm generally ahead of the group and I'm the first to engage a lot of the times. Usually I engage with something like strafing run to just clear out the chaff, thin it down. And then once they get in, you kind of fall back a little bit to, like, pepper, like, cookout on them, or you dive deeper while they're distracted to complete the objective. It's you're not in the front lines, you're wanting to skirt around the fight while dropping stratagems and peppering them with the cookout.
Yeah. So
if you get cornered with this build, there's a very good chance you die.
Yes. Yeah. So how do you know if your build is going to be good or not? So we look back at our description box right here, which I've got, pulled up for us. What do we have? We have 2 answers to Bile Titans and Impalers, and that's going to come through our strafing run and our recoilless. One is clearly, like, not superior, or, like, one is clearly superior to the other, but having one other in your back pocket is really, really good. We've got 2 answers to Chargers for the exact same thing that's going on there. We have 2 answers to Bile Spewers and medium enemy kill. We have 4 answers to Chaff Clear, which is amazing because this is a very, very chaff-heavy enemy faction. You're not going to be running into nearly as many medium armor enemies as you are into those light armor enemies. We have an answer to the rare enemy type, the Shriekers. I say rare, sometimes you just get an unlucky draw and stuff gets crazy, but it's Shriekers, Stalkers, or chargers. That's kind of how the seeds are going to go and how they're going to kind of mix you up. But having an answer to shriekers in this kit is really, really good, and that cookout is going to solve that very, very
Notably,
well.
in my opinion, you have the best answer to shriekers.
Yeah. Like, having one of the incendiary weapons almost effectively counts as a 2 for shriekers. Right? You have 2 answers for closing bug holes. Technically, you have 3 answers for closing bug holes in your recoilless. You really shouldn't be using it for that. But you got 2 really rock solid answers in your gas grenade and your eagle strafing run. If you want to get a little shicey with it, you can say you technically have 4. And that's because you also have your gas strike, which is really, really good at clearing holes. And you have your recoilless rocket, which is really, really good at that. You do have an answer to Bile Titan holes. You need to make sure you're bringing at least something that can answer Bile Titan holes. You don't want to be wasting your resupply on that. You can kill it with dropping like a recoilless backpack. But again, that's another thing you don't also want to just waste on that.
I was about to say, notably, you can use your support weapon or backpack in a pinch, but that can get you in a bad spot.
Yeah. And then you have a double answer to breaches, which is like, if you're digging that deep into making sure you can answer breaches, you're not running a runner build. Like, that you are standing to fight. If you're going to take enough answers to breaches that, it's half of your kit, let's be honest. You're standing and fighting. Like, you are here to kill farm them. But, yeah. So, what do we notice about all of these things? 2, 2, 2, 4, 2, 4, 1, 2 here. As long as basically everything has 2 next to it or more, you've got a good build here. Like, if you can get everything with 2 or more next to it, you're good. If you only have one thing, or if one of these things only has one answer in your kit to it, you're gonna struggle into that. All right? And so, knowing that you're going to struggle into that, you might want to rework that build a little bit. Like, say we don't have Verdict. Say we have something like the Crisper here. If I take that Verdict away, the Crisper is capable of killing medium enemies. Is it very good at it? No. So, we have to take one off of our medium kill, and then we have to take one off of our Shrieker kill here. Because we're now not able to follow that up if Cookout runs out for some reason, or, we just kind of have some ammo issues with it.
We're caught while unreloaded.
Yeah, we're caught unreloaded, something like that. That's going to go down a little bit. So, if you get a bad seed, and it happens to be Bile Spewers, you don't have an answer to Bile Spewers in this loadout at all. You kind of have one with your strafing run, but strafing run goes on an occasional, like, minute 30 cooldown. And when you don't have it, you're really going to notice it. And that's going to suck for you really, really bad, ignoring the fact that this would, like, bring up your chaff clear to a 5.
You were a streamer for, like, if you'd been a streamer like 5 months ago, you would have been hearing about that from me. I hated spewers for so long until I got good with the Verdict.
Well, you also weren't alone in your hatred for spewers there. There were a ton of people who just wanted to see spewers nerfed completely into the ground. They got changed a little bit with the massive body part nerf that Arrowhead dropped, but most people don't even understand how that works, so it didn't really benefit the community without a deeper explanation or more game information.
I still hate spewers. The build can deal with them, because this is basically just my build at this point. I still can deal with them with the Verdict, but it's not the easiest thing to deal with them with just Verdict. It's doable. It's not like you're not going to die to it, but, well, if you get good at it, you're not going to die to it, but there's still a weak point for this, but I argue that it's just a weak point in general.
So yeah.
For bugs.
So, like, this is, I'm calling this build Bugs Bunny, because you're just running all over the place, as a rabbit would do, getting all of the enemies in the entire map to chase you. as would a dog track be. They're just running around chasing the rabbit, and the rabbit is you, and the rabbit is armed and dangerous, and has an
Line them
answer
up,
to everything.
strafing, run them down.
Yep. Like, this is a very, very rock solid build. There's a reason Athena basically runs this build constantly, with minor variations here and there just to spice up the game, because it does get boring when you run a build that's as efficient as this. This is a very good loadout. It has answers to
It's been
every question the game
tested
asks
for
you.
a while.
Yeah.
I've refined that build to that point over a pretty long period.
And I definitely recommend either Hellpod space optimization here or vitality enhancement.
I would argue if you're running this build, you have to have Hellpod space to some extent, because the
Yes.
cookout at 30 ammo versus 60 is night and day.
Yes.
You also burn through stems on light armor with a build like this.
Yes. So that's why this would be my first recommendation. Vitality would be my second recommendation for it. And then the third option, say you're dropping into a 4 group and somebody's taken those 2 items, or you're under the DCS and Hellpod's not an issue and somebody took Vitality, just go ahead and grab Stamina for yourself. Being faster than fast, ka-chow, is really good. Like, you will be able to outrun basically every enemy as long as you have Stamina enhancement, except for the current enemy of the week, which is the Predator strain. And even then, you're only realistically worried about 3 enemies there.
I'm gonna argue if you're into Predator strain, though, you're probably wanting to do a little bit different.
Yes.
I use it because I'm so used to it that I'm thrown off by running other stuff.
Yes. Predator strain, you're looking for a lot of fast answers to things. So, like, you might swap up your
And
grenade a little bit there. You might be looking
as you
at
saw,
something.
I was not running recoilless. As you saw, I wasn't running recoilless because I didn't feel like I had time to reload recoilless.
Yes. At that point, you're running something like, so if you know the enemies are always going to catch you, you'd swap over to something like Quasar Cannon. You don't have to reload that weapon. Yes, it's got a charge up, which is a little slow, but that's a really good option. Or maybe, you might just expect death into the Predator strain with a build like this, where you kind of are in light armor. Hunters can basically one-off combo you. Stalkers are going to be running around like crazy. They can stun lock the crap out of you, and then another one pops in, and you're just dying to those. Then it's a really, really good call to drop something like Eats or Commando. Eats is probably going to be better than Commando here. The one-shot power of an Eats into Chargers and Bile Titans is going to make it maybe a little bit more efficient for you. And it does have a simpler firing system to it, where you don't have to land 2 follow-up shots. You just get one out there, and you're good to go.
Alternatively, I've done this before. It's not the easiest thing to do, but it is doable. You could swap this to Precision Strike if you get good at using it, and then swap one of your other things to 500. Like, instead of Strafing Run, maybe 500, and then you've got 2 stratagems that can answer them, or answer Biles and Chargers, and also get some residual splash damage on other enemies.
Yeah. So, now, let's just go from here and then go through the list. Precision Strike and 500 kg. Those are going to solve your Bile Titans and Impalers. You still have 2 answers to that. Rock solid. You still have 2 answers to Chargers in both of those items. It's going to be a little bit more difficult to do so. There's going to be maybe a little bit of struggle to it if you're not real familiar with them. But you can absolutely make that work. For medium kill and medium clear, you now have 2 new answers to that. So you're going to nix 1 for the strafing run, add 1 for the 500 kg, but now with Precision Strike, if those medium enemies ever clump up, you've got a pretty constant and continuous use of Orbital Precision Strike. I know it says 100 seconds right here. Once you get all the upgrades to it, it's closer to like 74 or 80, I believe. I think it's like an 80-second cooldown.
It's worth noting that this variation is a hell of a lot more mobile. which means that you're probably looking for more of stamina to help you with this.
Yes. You're also going to be a premier Bile Titan hole clearer. This is definitely something you want if you're going to like just be that guy who can run in and do a crap ton of hammer damage. Like this build has 3 ways to put down bug holes. And so if you're pretty solid with this, you can run into a heavy nest real quick, drop like your gas in the middle to get all the enemies confused, drop a 500 kg to finish most of them off, and then all you realistically have to do is cut down the enemies that are coming out of the holes. Like, you're going to do a great job with this.
If you get really quick, a lot of holes are only like 5 if they're not the big ones.
Yeah.
You can drop all 3 of those stratagems at a hole and probably close all of them with just three button presses.
Yep. So, like, let's look at where that puts us. That's 2, 2, 3, 4 here. Because you still have some good answers to all of your crowd enemies. I argue possibly even 500 kg counts pretty good for crowd clear. Because if you get a pile of enemies together, the 500 kg does have the ability to take out a pretty large portion of that. So that's good. Your Shrieker's skill is still at 2 here because you get the cookout and the verdict there. So those are still pretty good options. Hole closing is now at 4. Bile Titan holes you now have 3 answers to, which is fantastic. And you're at 3 answers to breaches here. Because you still have the napalm, you still have the gas, and then 500 kg is a really, really good answer to breaches because if you get some heavy enemies popping out of holes in the breaches, 500 kg is the only stratagem, aside from 380, that has any chance of killing multiple heavy enemies coming out of the breach at the same time. It's the only one that does it. It's the only one. And it's on you to do that, but yeah. You do lack, like, on-demand answers to chargers and Bile Titans here, but if you're just smart about how you're calling these things in, you bank yourself a precision strike. You just kind of focus mostly on using the 500 kg to do most of the work there. You back it up with the precision strike when you need it. It's like having a backup recoilless, except it's going to do way more damage, can punch through a ton of stuff. Like, it's a generally better stratagem if you can deal with a slight cooldown on it. But yeah, meets everything, real fast, real rock solid. Again, that's how you want to look at these sorts of things.
Talking about armor perks next, probably, right?
Yep. So this is going to be another to taste thing. It's what you're finding is a little bit better. If you're running lighter medium armor, I highly recommend extra padding. I highly recommend medkit into the bugs. It is generally the strongest thing into bugs. There's a pretty good argument to be made for running scout if your plan is to kind of shirk enemies off and then come back and hit them hard from a direction they're not expecting. Being noticed less makes that a lot easier to do.
It's a very good detection range nerf to the bugs too. If you're good at using the ping, the information you can get from scout armor is also very, very valuable. It's a little bit harder to learn to read the map like that, but if you can get good at it, scout armor is, in my opinion, one of the best armor sets in the game.
Yeah, I mean it's easily a good choice, especially for the light armor set.
But I am very biased because Trailblazer is the best looking armor set in the game.
Siege Ready is a great option.
Siege Ready basically means your cookout is
Realistic.
always reloaded.
Yes.
And you get a lot of it goes from 60 to 72, which doesn't sound like a lot in the grand scheme of things, but
Almost 2
72
mags, I think.
bullets is crazy.
If I'm not mistaken, it's almost 2 magazines. I think the thing holds 8 shots.
I want to say it's 10, but I think that's wrong. I think
It
you're right.
says
It's 8.
16 as a capacity here. So it's almost
That's
a
because you're on
full
the.
mag.
That's because you selected the Holt earlier, and the Holt is 2 chambers of 8. I'm pretty
I'm on
sure.
the cookout here.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's 16. I don't think that's
Slide
right at
back
all.
over to it. Yep, 16 capacity.
I don't think that's right at all. If that is 16, that's kind of crazy though.
I want to say it's 8. Maybe it's firing 2 rounds at a time or something goofy like that. But yeah, it's either almost 2 mags or it's a damn near a full mag. But
No, it
regardless,
is
because it's
16.
rounds
It
reload,
is 16.
is a rock solid answer.
It is 16. That's absurd.
Yep. All right. So let's see about the bot front here. Let me go ahead and delete this. And
There are
do
2
this.
ways to handle the bot front. One of them is my way of crying yourself to sleep at night.
Yep. I'm gonna lean more in on this one, because I definitely generically run better bot builds than I do bug builds as a heavy armor player. The reason you want to run heavy armor into bots instead of light armor is because running from the bots does nothing because you'll never be faster than laser beams. They can reach out and touch you. Accuracy through volume of fire is how they do things. A lot of people used to complain, oh, the bots are so accurate. These heavy machine gun bots are just unbelievably accurate. It's less that they were accurate and more that they fired like 50 shots at you, and that might as well have been a shotgun because if they tag you with 3 of them, you're dead. Like it just kind of was what it was. But yeah, so you definitely want to run heavy. We're gonna go ahead and talk about armor passives right away. There's some really good ones here. Siege Ready is, as usual, always really good. Having better reload speed and ammo capacity into the bots is rock solid because they will kind of entrench you sometimes where you're not necessarily able to get out of the spot that you're in for a little while. You kind of have to sit there and work them for a little bit, try to cut their numbers down because what they like to do is spread out around you and aim at one point to where the kind of fan of death eventually puts you down.
This is also partially why light armor is not nearly as good, because it's harder to break through their line when you're only killing like one person with your stratagems.
Yes. So another really good one because the bots like to just fire a crap ton of explosives is going to be fortified. That's going to be my number one recommendation for what to run into them is going to be either fortified or democracy protects. If you don't want to run heavy armor, please do not sleep on democracy protects for the bots. Not being able to die through chest hemorrhages is really good in the bots because they have a really good time of doing that to you because the lasers will more than likely hit your chest than your arms, legs, or head. It's just a bigger part of your body. They're more likely to hit that and cause you to bleed out through that.
As somebody that's pretty much never used heavy armor, I used to spin an entire stratagem slot just to avoid that.
Yes. A lot of people. A lot of people do that. Extra padding is a good answer here, and medkit is a good answer here. But in the order that I mentioned them, like siege ready or fortified, then we're talking democracy protects, then extra padding and medkit. Having the extra stims into the bots is good, but like you probably are not going to need to survive multiple hits as often as you're going to need to survive just getting blasted by a rocket and then slammed into a rock face somewhere. And so fortified is 100% my recommendation. Also because you're going to be holding up a lot. You might be crouched. You might be prone to do so. Getting an additional recoil reduction on that is going to be incredibly helpful for you. As far as weapons go, I recommend absolutely 0 of the shotguns. That includes the slugger. Despite it getting some buffs, it is just not the best option for going into bots. You're looking for something with a little more precision and a little better follow.
Slugger used to be so good.
Yeah, it used to be absolutely cracked. So the bots, are where your light armor weapons in the assault rifle category are going to start to actually shine. They're not generally very good into bugs because you just need so many bullets, and the bugs are going to ask you to use a lot of bullets on them. You're going to run out of ammo pretty quickly. Bots are a precision enemy type. You really, really want to not waste your shots. So we're talking marksman rifles. We're talking assault rifles. We're talking energy weapons. We're talking things like where is it called?
The old classic of the Scorcher. Scorcher's pretty
Yeah,
good.
energy weapons, of course. We're talking crossbow and eruptor and
Diligence.
the Jar 5 Dominator. So any of those things is going to be a great call. I am really truly a big fan when I go into the bots of taking the crossbow, and the reason for that is going to be stratagem related. Okay? Before we go too much further, let's talk about like what we're trying to solve on the bot front. So we have some similar stuff that we had on the bug front here, but one of the things that sticks out a lot is factory striders.
The bane of my existence.
Yeah, factory striders and not having a good answer to factory striders is going to make the bot faction significantly harder from you or for you just from the jump.
When to really stress how important this is, we played back when factory striders were first introduced, and we didn't respect them enough. We figured it would be, standard operating procedure. We lost an entire mission because a single factory strider dropped, and the only real answer we had to it was airstrike.
Yep.
And by the time we had gotten enough airstrikes to kill it, they had called in another one, and we'd lost already 3/4 of our revives.
Yes. Yeah. These things, they demand an answer from you, and if you
They
do
are
not
a
bring one, and your
the
team
lo-
does not have like 2 per person otherwise, you're in big trouble.
the longer one stays alive around an objective you need to solve, the worse and worse the mission gets.
Yes. They are very good at soaking up damage. They have the highest health pool of any enemy in the game, highest generic armor spread of any enemy in the game. You have to respect factory striders. They're the closest thing that we have right now to a boss enemy. Okay? And sometimes they drop 3 or 4 of these damn things.
We've seen 4 before at once.
The convoy comes with 5. One of them is only got chin guns, but like you must also respect the chin gun. They will kill you in under a second. You will die. Like volume of fire is accuracy. So you have to have an answer to factory striders. Other than that, we're talking about tanks. And that's all variety of tanks, except for the barrager tank, which is going to be barragers and hulks.
Luckily, the only one that really needs a specialization answer is factory striders. Pretty much all the other parts of the bots are going to be answered pretty well by a standard-ish weapon.
Can I not spell barrage? Cannot. Barragers and hulks.
Because a lot of the bots are luckily they've got like a precision point that has weaker armor than normal. That's not really the case on things like chargers and impalers when they make themselves like more vulnerable. It can be dangerous to actually approach that vulnerability spot with a weaker weapon.
So you're gonna need an answer to shield devastators. You're gonna need an answer to regular devastators and butchers. You're gonna need an answer to the striders and walkers, especially the rocket variety.
I remember seeing a strider and going, "Ah, yes, this is easy," and then getting my
Absolute
blast-
face blasted right
yes
off.
blasted right to the moon.
Yep. Just sent into orbit like you're part of Kerbal. Basic bot clear. It's not the biggest, most important thing, but you're gonna need it. And then
The good news is that bots don't swarm nearly as badly as bugs do, so I find it a lot easier to answer them with like a primary. I find myself very rarely anymore really wasting a stratagem on just clearing a lot of chaff robots, whereas I do quite often blow like a strafing run on a group of ads in the bug front. At least when I'm playing. I know there are definitely times you need to, but it's a little less common.
all right. The
Also
bots
partially because they
really
spread out
do.
so far.
The bots really do ask a lot of you. Like they really do ask a ton of you. Let's see. Cannon clear, and yeah, that seems like pretty much everything that you really need to be worried about with the bots here. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and expand this down just a little bit more because we've answered our heavy armor, definitely recommending fortified. So we're gonna go from there. So again, we're talking about things like the exploding crossbow. That's my generic go-to is to have the crossbow here, and we'll see why here in just a moment. Okay. So you need an answer to factory striders. You need an answer to all the variety of tanks. So that's going to be the Annihilator tank. The what is it called? The Onslaught tank or whatever the heck it's called. I can't remember.
Oh
Off
yeah,
the top of my head.
Onslaught's the one with the machine gun.
Yes.
The Gatling laser.
Yes, the Gatling laser, the 4-shot basically should be an anti-aircraft tank, but it isn't. Barragers and Hulks, you're going to be able to answer those with generally the same thing. You can kind of kill Barragers a little bit easier than Hulks. Like, to be honest, Barragers and Striders and Walkers are kind of more at the same level than Hulks are. I'm actually willing to move that right now just to kind of follow through with that point. There we go. Can I not spell? It's Deva, not Deve. Okay. Cool. Shield Devastators, you're going to need a really good answer to Shield Devastators, and that means you're going to need something that lets you kill Shield Devastators very, very fast by either blowing them up completely or getting a really good precise shot on their head so you don't have to spend a lot of time leaving them alive. The more time Shield Devastators have alive, the bigger a problem they become. Same thing with the Factory Striders. Because eventually you have like 10 of them on your screen, you don't have a quick clear for them, you don't have a good answer for them, and they become a problem. That is why I take the crossbow.
It can be hard to headshot them. This is coming from somebody that pretty much exclusively runs marksman rifles into them. Typically, I run Deadeye now because Deadeyes are so really good. Sometimes they just don't give you an option to see their head because of the angle they're facing you.
Yep. And like the difference in terrain height will screw you up. If they're above you, even a foot higher than you, you're in a really bad spot because they can aim down at you, but you cannot aim up and hit their head. You are not going to be able to do that. You're going to have to spend like triple the ammo to kill their arm.
Yeah, I was gonna say there is a fallback of you can kill their arm if you can't see their eye, but that is time consuming, and it does not solve the problem forever because they will come up and they will bash you with that shield.
Yep. Having an answer to basic devastators and butchers. You're basically looking for either a medium armor sort of like weapon here, or something that lets you kind of put clumps of enemies down pretty quickly and has good stagger. Because you don't want butchers to get anywhere near you. They will slaughter you wholesale over and over and over again, and they are quite tanky, hard to kill. Even aiming for their weak spot doesn't really seem like it's much faster than aiming for not their weak spot with basically every weapon. And I don't know why that's the case, but they're a really tough enemy to deal with.
Crossbow is really good at staggering them.
Crossbow is really good at staggering them. It's also really good at dealing with devastators and
looking-
groups.
If you're looking at a secondary, Verdict isn't bad at it. The new revolver,
The
energy
Talon is
revolver,
pretty
not bad.
good. Yes.
Yeah.
But let's keep clearing. So Barrager, Striders, and Walkers. You need an either medium answer to these enemies, or you need a like explosive sort of answer to these enemies. Now, I will say, if you've got a good precision weapon as your primary, you can answer rocket Striders very easily by just shooting one of the rockets on the side. It will explode and kill it and everything else in 10 meters.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. I've been shooting their legs off actually.
Yes, you can either aim for the lug nuts, as a lot of people refer to it, or just shoot for the rockets. You'll
Honestly,
see me do
if
that
you're
a lot.
using a precision weapon as your primary, like Deadeye, if you're running in a group, you're probably one of the best at answering like the walkers and stuff because you
Yes.
can two-shap all of their legs with like the Deadeye, and the Diligent Counter Sniper does it really quick as well.
Absolutely. Those medium, those high single shot damage medium pen weapons are really good into this entire faction, to be completely honest. Basic bot clear. You're really looking to kind of just kill those smaller enemies that can make the call-ins. Your primary is generally going to deal with that pretty regularly, no matter what you bring. They're all light armor, so getting those enemies killed is not going to be that hard for you. But you're not generally taking chaff clear stratagems into the bots, and we'll talk about that more later as we start to look at what kind of options you're going to want to take for some of the other things up on the list.
Really, those chaff are gonna be one-shot kills with any primary that's typically good into the bots.
Yeah.
So
you're going to need something to kill fabricators. Fabricators are a little more annoying to deal with than like bug holes are. Because of the fact that if you're going to use a weaker explosive, you do have to either get it in the door when the door opens to let enemies out, or you're going to have to shoot it into one of the little top vents. There are ways to kill them from the outside with some higher destruction force options. But again, we'll talk about those as we get closer to figuring out what a completed build looks like here.
Crossbow notably is good at it.
Yeah, crossbow's quite good because it's basically a pocket grenade launcher. I cannot stress enough how good the crossbow is into the bot faction. Like, it is like easily the best weapon in the game, but because the bots exist, it just holds that place even further. You need an answer to detector towers and disruptor towers. And the reason I say that you need an answer to those is because when a disruptor is up, if you've played this game at all, and if you've played it at Super Helldive or regular Helldive, you are going to deal with at least one of these things.
I still remember the mission we dropped into on top of one without knowing, next to two outposts.
2 gunship outposts.
It was so awful.
There were 2 gunship fabricators. There was a mortar that was nearby. We were basically just at the edge of its range, so we had to do a full jog to get to it. We're in the middle of this like stupid valley, and we accidentally dropped on top of a disruptor tower. And like no stratagems. Our primaries were like not a good answer. We had just only dropped with like crossbows and eruptors and stuff that were there to help us kill like the stuff our stratagems couldn't.
This was back when laser cannon was like the meta.
Oh my!
If I remember right.
God, what a nightmare! And there was no easy way to get through anything that they were throwing at us. They were dropping crap in. We were getting factory striders dropped on our heads. It was utter chaos. We probably chewed through 12 reinforces before we even killed the disruptor. Yeah.
We still did it though.
Nightmare fuel. Completed the mission, full clear, on like 2 revives or something. But hey, it is what it is.
That just shows how OP laser cannon was back then. Though,
yeah,
honestly.
once we got access to that thing, yeah, the mission was solved. All right. And then you're also going to need cannon clear. And when I say cannons, I don't just mean the big cannon turrets. I mean, like, more specifically, the scout cannons that you're going to find on bunkers, the backs of factory striders, and in Helldive and Super Helldive, the Super Fortress. Because that fortress is going to be loaded out with 7 of these damn things every single time. There will always be 7 of these stupid-ass turrets. They fire a triple tap burst. The first one ragdolls you, and then the second 2 put you in heaven. Like, it just is what it is. If you get tagged, or you get ragdolled by the first one, you are going to die unless you luck out and the ragdoll puts you behind cover. It happens often enough, but, like, if it doesn't happen for you, you are fucked. It is what it is. Okay. All right. So knowing what we need to cover lets us know how to build. Same thing with the bugs. Same thing for the bots. So we've started with the crossbow. We've explained all the things that this is really, really good at. So this is really, really good at shield devastators. So that's knocked out. This is really good at devastators and butchers. So that's knocked out. It's really, really good at all of these enemies because it does have an explosion, which means it'll fuck these enemies up even if you miss. But also, if you direct hit them, the bolt is medium pin. So it'll screw those enemies up pretty good. Good as basic bot clear. It's an AoE explosive weapon. So if you fire it in the middle of a bunch of bots, like, and they're the small ones, whether they come from a bot drop or they're walking in a patrol, you can clear a majority of them. For patrols, that'll keep them from making call-ins, from dropping out of dropships. That means there's, you know, less enemies just in general for you to deal with. And that's going to be the rocket guys. That's going to be the assault rifle guys. That's going to be the guys who run around with the sword hands, and the commissars, who are going to be very, very quick to call in a bot drop as soon as it's possible, because that's what commissars love to do. For fabricators, it's also able to do that. It's not going to help you so much with detector and disruptor towers, and it's not going to help you with cannons. But you notice your primary weapon has already done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things for you. That's a big deal. Like, we're very happy about that. It is doing some work into factory striders because it will have the ability to kill the chin guns, but that is not a solution to the factory strider, so it does not get a point here.
Not only does it do 5 things, it's also one-handed, letting you carry any mission objectives you need.
But that is obviously mission objective specific, so since we're considering the bots in a vacuum of bot enemy types and not necessarily mission variables,
I'm just pointing out how stupid the crossbow is in the boss.
Look. I will be the first person to say I love the crossbow. It needs a nerf. Okay? It's not the Eruptor's fault that the Eruptor feels bad. It's the crossbow's fault the Eruptor feels bad. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay. So, as far as secondaries go, all right, we have some options here. All right. Now, there are a lot of people that will tell you there are no options with secondaries going into bots because the GP31 ultimatum exists. Those people are not entirely wrong. All right.
Great weapon.
It's a fantastic weapon. Okay.
But the Senator puts in a lot of work now with its buff.
Right. So, the ultimatum is really good at a lot of things here, okay? If you have both shots with it, it will give you an answer to factory striders. It is not a good enough answer to factory striders to qualify as an answer to factory striders, but it will work for you in a pinch. It's really good at knocking out tanks because it will one-shot tanks. It's really good at knocking out hulks. It will one-shot hulks. It is really good at knocking out everything else here, because it will one-shot literally everything in the game except for the factory strider. What it is most brought for is detectors and disruption tower kills. All right? I make the argument that despite how good this weapon is as an answer to any of these things, the true fact is it's really only good for this one thing here, and that's detector and disruptor tower kills. Now, is it a crutch then? I argue yes, it is a crutch then. This is the entire reason that it was nerfed. It was over nerfed. It was unnecessarily nerfed, in my opinion, because it only does this one thing into this faction. You only ever get 2 shots with it, unless you bring a supply backpack, in which case you get 5 shots with it. But still, like, you're not getting that much work out of it. You do have to close a huge amount of gap to make use of it. And there are some things in the game that just do as good a job into this stuff that, like, you're not realistically missing out on not having the ultimatum. If disruptors cause you that much trouble, take this item. Period. Like, period, point blank. If you have the ultimatum from Servants of Freedom and you have an issue getting disruptor tower kills, this is the item that you run in this slot no matter what for bots, okay? But it is not necessarily the best idea for a good build here because you have a lot of other options that can do some really good stuff for you. One is going to be the Senator. The other is going to be the Verdict. The other is going to be the Loyalist,
my beloved,
or the Talon, all right? And the reason I bring all of these items up is because the Senator is heavy penetration, the Verdict is medium penetration, the Loyalist is medium penetration with a little bit of AoE, and the Talon is medium penetration with basically infinite ammo. Any of these can operate for you as a primary of sorts, since you don't necessarily just want to use the crossbow on everything. The crossbow does not particularly have ammo issues if you're not just spamming it like a psychopath, but having both of these side by side basically means, you know, if there's a group of enemies, crossbow. If it's one enemy, sidearm. Very straightforward. Not the hardest, like, game plan to going into things. And again, the bots are not going to rush you down, except for the butchers, in the same way that the bugs are going to. So it does give you a little bit more time to see and decide what you need to be doing next. So that's nice. Now, in my opinion, we are running the Senator for this loadout that I'm going to be doing here. And the reason we're running the Senator here is because the Senator, if you get any good with it, which does not take that long, is a killer answer to Hulks. All right. It also will solve a ton of other enemies here. So with the Senator, we now have an answer to Hulks. We absolutely have an answer to shield generators because it will 2-shot their arm, or shield devastators because it will 2-shot their arms. Devastators and butchers, you're looking at 3 or 4 shots to the chest with this. So that's doing a good bit of work. There's quite a bit of ammo in this weapon, to be honest. It's very precise, so you are going to be able to deal with Barragers, Striders, and Walkers. It's heavy pen, so it's doing full damage to these enemies. You're not getting a damage reduction from being medium pen into these. I wouldn't really use it for basic bot clear. If you're doing that, you're kind of putting a damper in yourself because it is a little bit precise to be running something like that. You're not necessarily doing Fabricator kill, and you're not necessarily doing Disruptor Tower kill here. However, this weapon is pretty damn good at killing cannons as well. You can kill scout cannons with it by just making sure you're aiming dead on at them. It will go through it. You do have to use about a mag and a half. Huh?
I never thought about that. It's heavy pin. It'll kill those, no?
It will. It takes about a mag and a half to do so because their health is, like, pretty decent. But you can,
Wow, you're making
go to
me
work
like
with them.
the Senator. How are you doing this?
And also, if you can get to any tank on the heatsink, just dump a mag. Okay? Dump a mag into the heatsink on the regular tanks. Dump a mag into the heatsink on the cannon turrets. It's going to do some work for you. It's also accurate enough to knock the chin guns off of factory striders in about, I want to say, 5 shots each, which is a lot, but it can do it. Okay? And it's going to do it from a better range than the crossbow is, because the crossbow is a bit hard to aim at 200 meters, you know? This is not nearly as much so. All right? So we are going to give a point for cannon clear on that. So now, you've already solved, like we said, 2 things. Like 100%, I'm sorry, 3 things. You've 100% solved 3 things. That's shield devastators, regular devastators, and butchers. and barrage striders and walkers. Those things are solved now. You're at 2 with those. You can comfortably say you've got a good set of answers for those things. All right. So what else do we need to look at? Basic bot clear, fabricator kill, disruptor towers, cannon clear. We need an answer to our disruptors.
Listening to this, I'm starting to learn the reason I don't like bots isn't necessarily I don't like bots. It's that the stuff that's good into them I don't like Senator.
There
and
we go.
crossbow.
All right. So grenades into bots are where you start to determine what everything else does in your kit. Okay? You should not touch stratagems on your bot builds until you've figured out what grenade you're going to take in the bots. Because what grenade you take determines what answers you have, period, to some of the most problematic enemies in the faction. All right? And so there are 3 options here. Okay? Your first option is the good old thermite. Thermite is really, really good at killing tanks. It's really, really good for factory striders because if you put all 3 on their face, you can get them killed. You can do it. You have to put it right on the factory strider's eye, but if you can do it, you have a good answer in the back pocket of you. And it is good enough to qualify for it because if other members of your team are doing damage to that factory strider, 1 or 2 of these is going to be enough to finish it off. Okay? Ultimatum requires a lot more out of you. That's why I didn't qualify that for factory striders. These are much easier to get ammo for. You don't have to reload them. You just find a freaking supply box, scoop it up. You can just chuck these at the enemies. You don't really have to spend nearly as much time. Thermite's also good at killing fabricators because you can just stick it to the side wall of a fabricator. It does have enough demolition force and damage to just kill a fabricator outright by just sticking it to the side. You don't have to worry about aiming into the vents. You don't have to worry about putting it in the open door. It'll just do it for you. You're good to go. Stick it to a tank. Tank is dead. Make sure you get it to the turret. Don't try to stick it to the main body of the tank. That's going to fuck you up. You're going to need 2. Don't want to waste ammo like that. Hulks, you get 1 of these on a Hulk. That Hulk is fried. Good to go. Cannons, fried. 1, good to go. Don't worry about it. All right? Very, very good. Great reason to bring thermites. They solve a lot of problems for you. Second option for you. This is going to sound weird to some people, but this is a really good second option. The G50 Seeker Grenade. All right? Why are we taking the Seeker Grenade? We are taking the Seeker Grenade because gunships are fucking annoying. Okay? Gunships can be the one thing that you do not have a solid answer for in your loadout, which I am going to go ahead and put in here, because I did forget to mention gunships. If you don't have an answer to gunships, which, big surprise, the flying enemy is a goddamn nightmare, you're going to have some trouble into the bot faction, because occasionally there will be gunship patrols, or you will get a gunship fabricator that is just constantly spawning 2 of them at a time, and you'll eventually have 6 of them in the air from that one fabricator. If you have more than one fabricator and you get like the double event one where it's the twin towers, you've got 12 of them things to fucking worry about. And now we're in nightmare territory. Okay?
They can be hard to hit with precision weapons.
And they're kind of annoying to hit with precision weapons, and they have a pretty decent amount of health. So even with your medium pin weapons or your heavy pin weapons, they still have a decent enough amount of health that they're going to get shots off at you. All right? And they're kind of inaccurate, and they do run out of missiles. They've been nerfed reasonably. But, like, if you're dealing with everything else, they're awful.
They were horrible on release.
So the Seeker's great because you tag one, and the Seeker will target the enemy that you've tagged as long as it's within 80 meters. Okay? Within 60 meters, if it's the only thing nearby, it's just going to go straight for it. So, you get a gunship near you, tag that mother, get yourself within 80 meters, and then just chuck. 2 of them is guaranteed to kill them. Okay? If you've already got some damage in, or the rest of your allies are there, or you have a sentry, or something else is kind of helping you do a little bit of chip to them, chuck one, see how it goes, wait a second, chuck the other one. Because you can have 4 answers to gunships here. All right? And you will just knock them out of the sky. That's a great thing to have in the G50 Seeker. The other option here is going to be the tried and true gas grenade. Gas is arguably the best element in the entire game. It works on all three factions like very, very well. Having gas into bots is great because if you gas the bots, they stop shooting at you. They start shooting at each other a little bit because gas makes them blind, but they stop shooting directly at you because they can't see you anymore. And so that's really good at relieving pressure when they're kind of coming in and you don't have a lot of escape options. So gas is really, really rock solid for that. It's good for devastators. It's good for basic bot clear. It's good for shield devastators. It even works on hulks. It makes hulks kind of leave you alone if you're able to get it into them. So that's going to be up to you. For me, I'm going to be running thermites. Okay, there's just way too much that thermites are giving me that
I didn't even know it did half of what you said. Like, just stick it on the side of a factory and it'll destroy it is like actually really nice.
So that's going to be 1 for factory striders. That's going to be 1 for tanks. That's going to be another answer for hulks here. There we go. We're not really going to be using this on any of these medium enemies. We can use it on barragers, but you know, you're kind of just wasting ammo using it on barragers. I wouldn't really do that. Fabricators, that's going to be another one for fabricators. That is going to be another one for cannon clear. And so now we're kind of starting to flesh some stuff out with that thermite. So that's our basic loadout determined. We're taking heavy armor. We're taking fortified to survive explosions because a lot of these enemies fire rockets. And so we need some good heavy hitting answers to give back to them. All right. So again, we're going to talk about support weapons to start off with. Some really, really compelling answers in here. If no one on your team is running this, you should be running recoilless rifle. All right. Someone needs recoilless rifle. If you have the benefit of somebody else running recoilless rifle, then you can stay with your crossbow and you can run something different. All right. If you have to run the recoilless rifle, I highly recommend either an assault rifle, make it a light pin one if you like the light pin ones because you don't like the enemy staggering all over the place. Make it a medium pin one if you just want to make sure that you're getting enough damage in and you're very accurate, or run a DMR. Okay. Run either the diligence counter sniper or the regular diligence. Get it done. Okay.
I highly recommend Deadeye from the new one. It felt a lot better than the Diligence.
Deadeye, I apologize. The Deadeye is also a really good answer. If you want my best option for you here, it's going to be the base Diligence. It's light pin, so enemies do not get staggered by it. Okay? And because they don't get staggered by it, that means you can have some follow-up shots to try to knock those skulls out of those automatons.
The main reason I recommend Deadeye is it one-shots a lot more enemies.
It does.
Than the than the Diligence does.
So
Though
there's 70 damage, so yes.
the noticeable thing though is rocket devastators. I don't think are one-shot. I think they are 2-tap if I remember right.
It does have enough damage to single bullet the rockets. I believe they are 250 HP. The rockets.
Yeah.
So being able to just one pop the rockets on the side of the rocket walkers, it's really good. Really kind of a big deal. All right. So, there's a couple really, really rock solid support weapons into this faction. I am a stand and fight sort of player into the bots. The reason I'm a stand and fight sort of player into the bots is because if you try to run from them, they're going to shoot you in the back and gun you down while you're trying to run away.
There's no common theme there with me.
Yes. Yeah. So, yes. There's a reason that you hate the bots. There's a reason I don't mind them at all and find them to actually honestly be more fun than the bugs. So I'm going to highly recommend the heavy machine gun, okay? You can run something like expendable anti-tank. You can run something like commando. You can run something like Quasar, although I would really not recommend Quasar. You can run something like the Spear if you want to have some good answers to like factory striders, tanks, hulks, and cannons. Most of these AT weapons are only answering those things. They're answering cannons, they're answering hulks, tanks, and factory striders. My argument for running any of these things is if you're going to run something anti-tank, it needs to be able to kill a factory strider for you. Otherwise, you're kind of just wasting that slot and, not getting enough value for it. So, I recommend the heavy machine gun personally, which means we're also going to take a second stratagem to go right along with it, and that is going to be the supply pack. And so we're going to explain what both of these are good for here really, really quickly together, because they kind of come as a package deal into the bot front, in my opinion. The reason we're taking the heavy machine gun is because the heavy machine gun is an answer to gunships. It is an answer to scout cannons and regular cannons, because you do not even have to get all the way to the back of them to do it. If you fire towards the back quarter of the side panels of the heavy turrets or the turret cannons, you will do enough damage to start hitting through and killing them. It is like very, very good at killing basic bots, because a single bullet from this thing will penetrate a basic bot and kill one behind it. So you can get double kills with it. It's very accurate, so it lets you deal with barragers because it's got heavy pin. It lets you deal with regular striders because, again, it has heavy pin, so you can just shoot them in the legs. And it deals with the rocket type ones because, again, heavy pin lets you just shoot them in the legs. If you get really accurate, you can just one ping the rockets and get 1 or 2 shots on the rockets on the side. Boom, gone. Mission accomplished. Devastators and bushers really do not like getting shot with heavy pin weapons. At all. It kind of will cut them in half in about 3 or 4 bullets maximum. I believe it's just 3 shots for pretty much all of them. If you're shooting them in the weak point, fuck them up. Just do that. It's also accurate enough to aim for heads. So shield devastators are taking 5 shots to the arm, and that thing is getting blown off by the heavy machine gun, and 2 shots to any devastator bot face, and they're gone. So we're going to get an answer to that. Hulks, you can shoot them dead in their faceplate. It does take about 10 shots to do, so make sure you take your time, aim with it, give it its time to do its work, and you're good to go on that, okay? It does struggle into tanks. I would not recommend trying to use the HMG on tanks. It's just not your best go-to. It's not going to work the way you want it to. The tanks are almost always going to be facing toward you. And even if you do get a tank to face behind you, shooting it in the heat sink with this thing is going to waste a lot more ammo than you really want to burn into it, even with the supply pack. Okay. Sorry about that. Factory Striders, you do actually get some good value out of this thing into Factory Striders, enough that I'm going to give it a point for Factory Striders. The reason I'm giving it a point for Factory Striders is you can't kill the cannon on top, but if you get close enough to the motherfucker, you don't have to worry about the cannon on top, because it can't shoot straight down, and it can't shoot you as long as you're within about 25 meters of the Factory Strider. If you're within that 25-meter range of the Factory Strider, the cannon does not have enough vertical angle of attack to come down and shoot you, okay? That is a, tank-level armor on that thing. So you do need a rocket launcher or something of that level to kill it. If you can hit it with a thermite, that'll do it, actually. But you can knock out the chin guns pretty well, and then just start laying into the big red left eye. It's going to take you 2 full magazines effectively. If you're moderately accurate, it's going to take you basically 2 full magazines. But you can kill the Factory Strider this way. Best recommendation, be a psychopath, run under its belly, give it belly rubs with... I think this is almost 50 BMG ammo. Just give it belly rubs with that, and you can kill it that way. It's medium pen underneath there. This will do it in a magazine if you can dump the whole magazine in there. Okay? All right. So yeah, that just solved a whole lot of stuff on here. Okay? And that's just with that machine gun. It does have an ammo consumption issue. You do need to bring the supply pack to make this work, because the supply pack brings it up from having just 2 magazines to 8 magazines. And that's a big deal. That's a very, very big deal, having 8 magazines of a weapon that does all of these things for you. The other really good thing about supply pack is that basically gives you infinite ammo crossbow bolts, infinite ammo senator shots, and another 8 thermite. which means you're now running around with your starting 3 thermite and another 8 thermite. So you've got 11 thermite grenades, which means you can kill 11 fabricators, 11 tanks, 11 hulks, 11 cannons. That's doing a lot of work for you. So the supply pack is going to give us points for all of these things. So we're now getting a point for factory striders. We're now giving a point for tanks. We're now getting another point for hulks. We're getting another point for fabricators here. We're getting another point for cannons. And yeah, that's just doing pretty much all of that for us. All right. So what's left here? We've got a couple of things that we don't have necessarily good answers to. Okay. We've only got one answer to gunships, right? That's going to be our HMG. You're going to have to get good at this thing. You're going to have to learn how to use that and kind of lead your shots on that. We still don't have an answer for detector towers and disruptor towers quickly here. All right. We do have 3-ish answers to factory striders, but they require a lot of work. And we're kind of at the point where, you know, maybe they're taking too much effort. All right. Once you start to play this build, you'll understand exactly how limited it is to it. We do have 3 answers. It's a lot of work to solve this enemy. So let's find an easy solution to this enemy. All right. Easy solution to this enemy is going to be the Eagle 500 kg. All right. We're not mincing words on it. You should bring an Eagle 500 kg to deal with this enemy. All right. Let me go ahead and put this in here real quick. All right. Eagle 500 kg is solving a lot of other issues for us, okay? It's additional fabricator answers. It is an additional answer to hulks here. I really wouldn't use it on that, but you can use it on that. It's an additional answer to tanks here. And having both of them is an answer to factory striders, okay? With everything else that you've got, having the 500 kg is very, very important for killing factory striders, okay? And now you have an answer for detector towers. Okay? An answer for detector towers. That's fantastic. You really do kind of need that here. It's not going to help you with the disruptor towers because the disruptors are going to be jammed on this, but you have an answer to that. Okay? All right. So, what are we missing here? We're missing a little bit more work on the detector and disruptor towers, maybe a little bit more help with gunships. Let's think about something that we can do that's going to help us with those 2 things, or help us kind of stick it to some of these other enemies. All right, you got a couple options. The first one, and this one's going to be pretty straightforward, is the anti-tank emplacement. All right? Anti-tank emplacement, probably the strongest single stratagem into bots that you can bring. It's going to basically put a point on every single thing on this list, except for the detector and disruptor towers, all right? It will kill every single thing on this list, and you get 30 freaking shots with the damn thing. 30 shots of what is effectively commando rockets with a little bit more damage. I think they're just shy of Eats rocket damage. Is an incredible thing to have. You are locked in one place, but you do have near infinite range with this thing. It has no damage fall off because all of the damage is wrapped up in the explosion from the contact. All right. You have Rocket Sentry here. Rocket Sentry is also going to basically put a point on the board for every single thing here. That's really, really good. It's going to give you a little bit of aggro draw. It might be a little bit more supportive, things like that. Really, really good answer for that. Orbital Gas Strike. This is a workhorse item right here. Orbital Gas Strike or Eagle Strafing Run. Those are going to be good answers for you one way or the other. I'd recommend either one. If it were me, I would personally lean more toward Eagle Strafing Run here. But you do have 500 kg. So there's that. All right. Cool. You can also take something like Orbital Walking Barrage. All right. Here's the deal with Orbital Walking Barrage. Orbital Walking Barrage is an answer to Detector Towers, and it is actually an answer to Disruptor Towers. Okay? You just have to get really, really good at getting the right angle on this thing. I'm not going to recommend it because that level of, like, commitment to the thing is kind of crazy, but it will one-shot the Disruptor Tower because it does have enough demolition force to do so. The reason that you have to use anything else is because it's generally disrupting you. If you can go turn it off, 500 kgs will solve it, orbital precision strikes will solve it, even gas will solve it. But, like, the main problem is the fact that it's got a disruptor on you. You can hit it with Walking Barrage, you just have to know where to aim. I'm not going to get too far into that whole situation. Alright, so, where does that leave us? With probably the best option that you're going to get for this. You can take Portable Hell Bomb. Alright? Portable Hell Bomb is a second backpack. Alright? And a lot of people are going to look at you funny because you have 2 backpacks here. Alright? But here's how this is going to work. You drop your supply pack to pick up your orbital or your portable hell bomb. You're not going to need more than 3 of these in a mission. If you spawn in a mission and you have more than 3 disruptor towers, I need you to take a fucking picture of that and send it to me so that I can start posting this all over social media and I can ask Arrowhead what the hell is wrong with their spawn algorithm that they're dropping more than 3 disruptor towers on you. Okay? Because that basically means the entire map is disrupted. And you have to clear the map one tiny portion at a time, in which case, the only thing that you can do is press Alt F4 or hit the power button on your PlayStation, come back, put the freaking ultimatum on to get the first one knocked out so you can have any of these other items to give you a chance here. Because you have no map to call in anything if that happens, alright? These things do not spawn close enough together, ever, for the overlap to be more than, like, 20 meters. Period. It's a huge radius, alright? They're 150 meter radius of no use shit. And if you spawn in the middle of them, you're fucked. So yeah, that happens. I swear to God I mean it. Send me a picture, please. Okay. So you take the portable hell bomb. You are going to not likely need your supply backpack to fight your way into this thing. This is a suicide mission that you are doing. You are going to die here. It is worth it every time to die for a disruptor tower. Okay? You might not have to, but that's what this is. It is a suicide mission, all right? So you'll take your fully loaded HMG, you'll take your hell bomb, and you will go kill that goddamn disruptor tower if it's the last thing that you do, because it will likely be the last thing that you do. And that is going to round out a really, really rock-solid bot build that has answers to basically everything. The portable hell bomb is an answer to every single freaking thing on this list, and is going to make you the envy of all your friends when you turn yourself into a micro star and take like 80 enemies with you, because that's how the bots like to work. All right. It is good enough when you set it off to kill gunships. If you're smart about how you do it, it will not kill you, because you can drop it. You don't have to carry it around with you at all times, and that's just pretty great. It will kill gunships. I wouldn't recommend like hoping it's gonna kill gunships, but like it can do it. It's got a very large blast radius. If you like dig yourself a hole, like a foxhole or something, like using thermites, you just stack all 3 of your thermites together and then shoot that spot with a crossbow a couple of times. You can dig a deep enough hole that if you set the portable hell bomb like 30 meters away from you, it's not going to kill you. You just go dive in your hole. You'll live. The explosion is a cone up. A big-ass fucking cone, though. Okay? Cool? This is a good bot loadout, because look at how many times it's solving everything here. Okay? It's solving a lot of stuff. This is what you have to think about. You need... And the thing about bots is, unlike bugs, bugs need you only to really have like 2 points in anything. Bots are really, really, really requiring you to have 3. 3 to 4 points in just about everything. Okay, bots are sending a lot of different types of stuff at you all the time. You do need to have a flexible answer for everything. So notice that this build has 5 ways to functionally kill a factory strider. Now, granted, 3 of those ways are tough, but you can get it done in a pinch. Tanks, you got 4 ways to deal with them. Hulks, you got a whopping 6 ways to deal with them. That enemy is officially not a problem for you. Shield Devastators, you got 4 good ways to deal with them. You got some backup answers if you so need it. Devastators and Butchers, you also have 4 ways to deal with them. This is the majority of the enemy, so having 4 ways to deal with all of them is going to be good. Barrager, Striders, Walkers, again, the standard enemy of the faction, 4 ways to deal with them, good. Basic bot clear, you only have 3 ways to deal with them, but, you know, they're so easy to kill. Everything in your kit is technically an answer, so, like, I could just start just putting points here, and it wouldn't be a lie. You know what I mean? I could put 7 points here, and it wouldn't be a lie, but it's not efficient like just shooting the crossbow at them. That is my #1 recommendation. You're using your HMG as if it's a primary, so you're one-tapping most of them. That's good to go. Fabricator clear. You got 5 answers to any structure that they're going to put. If you get a gunship fabricator, you don't have to run in there and drop the Hellbomb. You have a Hellbomb backpack. You can run in there and use the Hellbomb backpack. Like, that's going to save your soul. All right. Disruptor Towers. It's a suicide mission to get it done, but fuck it. It's super Helldive into bots. The mission's going to end with a death anyway. Somebody is inevitably going to die. It might as well be you for a cause. Cannon clear. You've got great answers to that in every part of your kit. Gunships. Gunships are a very, very rare enemy type in this game. Trying to prepare too much for gunships is going to offset your build, like, really, really hard. You do not need to do that to yourself. Don't get caught in that trap. All right? Cool. The #1 thing that if you want to swap it out is going to be the Senator, but the Senator is really good at everything that it does. If you want to run the ultimatum, because Detector Disruptor Towers are that much of a problem for you, feel free to do so, but I definitely still recommend the Portable Hellbomb. This is just going to up the ante for Disruptor Tower kill here. You're going to lose a little bit into Hulks here, because I wouldn't recommend this into Hulks. You're going to lose a point into Factory Striders, because I wouldn't recommend this for Factory Striders and stuff like that, but yes, you can kind of make this work. I'd still recommend sticking to something like the Senator here. All right, or the Verdict or the Talon. You want one of those weapons that can operate more like a primary. Ultimatum doesn't do that. So this is how you want to have a bot build look. You're looking at basically, you're looking at a more than 3 of these. All right, you need a more than 3 exclamation in anything, or more than 3 marker in that. Think about things like that. Things that are going to do pretty well up here. You're going to be able to pull off grenade launcher fairly often. You should not do the medium machine gun. The medium pen and low damage is not enough to qualify it for being really good at devastators. You're just going to stagger them more than anything and end up blowing a whole bunch of ammo. You really want the heavy machine gun because each hit, even though it staggers, is going to do like 30% of that enemy's HP. Stalwart's a good option here. Believe it or not, most people don't think about Stalwart being a good answer into bots. My recommendation, do not crank that thing up to its maximum fire rate. That is only going to cause you trouble. Drop that thing down to the 700 fire rate and just use it as a very, very good light ammo primary that's good at just chaining headshots together. And you can kind of just sweep it across enemies there.
My personal favorite support weapon into bots, AMR, is really good too.
Yes, I was just about to get to that. If you're really, really good at it, having Railgun or AMR is going to do similar things that are really, really good. You're going to lose a little bit of effectiveness into, like, basic bot clear here and things like that, but it is still going to have now a better answer to, like, tanks, a little bit better answer to like factory striders, a little bit better answer to cannon clear, things like that. You're not going to get any points plus or minus anywhere, but it is going to do it because surprisingly, heavy armor pin on a sniper rifle or AP7 on a well-charged railgun is gonna fuck up pretty much anything that you shoot it at.
The way I like to play it is playing a supportive role with AMR, staying back because I don't like running heavy armor. I feel way too slow. So running light armor and staying back with the AMR is I found very, very effective in a lot of missions.
Yeah. And if you're doing something like that, you probably want to follow this up with like probably a different support weapon or primary weapon here. You probably want to run something like either the Scorcher or the Purifier
I'm
or something that you can fire a little bit fast.
I'm crazy and I like to run the explosive sniper. I can't remember what it's called right now.
What,
for
the
some
Eruptor?
reason. Yeah, I like to run a Eruptor with it because I'm crazy and like
That's
that
an
basically gives
option
me two
because
sniper
like
rifles.
the good thing about the Eruptor here is then you're doing two weapons that basically have heavy armor pin. You've got one that's going to be a little bit more focused on hitting a single enemy very, 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 very hard, and you've got another one that's going to be pretty decent at, you know, if you have to in a pinch hit an enemy pretty hard, you can hit them with it. But it's really good if you like put it around a group of enemies and let the shrapnel do the work for you. Let the explosion and the shrapnel do the work for you. You can maintain the same point of distance basically from enemies, and your entire goal at that point is just keep your distance. You
And then you
don't
could run
necessarily need supply pack there. Run jump pack, run hover pack. Just keep your hellbomb backpack on you just in case you get swarmed and you're just like, hey, fuck it, you could all die. Yeah, that's a thing.
So
It opens you up to another stratagem instead of supply pack.
my stratagems there would probably be Hellbomb, anti-material rifle, the 30-shot turret. I can't remember what it's called right now.
What, the anti-tank
The
placement?
emplacement, yeah, anti-tank
Yeah.
emplacement, and then probably like 500 or strafing run.
Yeah, I
Would be like
mean,
really good there.
this is, hold on. What did you say it was? The Eruptor?
Yeah, Eruptor.
You're probably not running Senator there. You're probably running what? Grenade pistol or ultimatum?
Grenade pistol would
You're
actually
probably
work
running
really well.
ultimatum here, to be completely honest.
Ultimatum or grenade pistol would work really well
Yeah.
because AMR is a really, really good primary.
So the reason you're probably not running grenade pistol is because Eruptor can do everything that the grenade pistol is going to do for you anyway, which is a solution to fabricators at a good rate.
You can also hit them from really far away if you get good at it.
Yeah. We're probably running like a verdict or a fucking
Verdict, ultimatum, either one would be good.
yeah. We're probably running ultimatum, to be completely honest. You're not gonna realistically do anything other than like thermite grenades here. I suppose you could run gas grenades if that's something that you want to do. The benefit of
Thermite
having
would be
AMR or
better if
Eruptor
you get,
here
like, a
is
big
you
truck on
are getting a double answer into gunships here, which is just really, really good. Well, you're actually getting a triple answer into gunships here, if I'm being completely honest, because the emplacement gets you a point on every part of this board. Like, it really, really does. You're going to lose 1 point into cannon clear, but that's perfectly fine. You've got 2 points into disruptor tower kill. As far as fabricators, Eruptor's killing them, emplacement's killing them, 500 kg's killing them, your Hellbomb backpack's killing them, ultimatum's killing them, and your gas grenade is killing them. So we do have 6 ways to kill fabricators here, just to show like where this build is going. As far as regular bot clear, you're honestly, you are losing a point here, because you're mostly going to be using like Eruptor on basic bots. You're going to be using gas on basic bots. You're not really getting a lot of benefit out of that. So
Are you
hopefully
counting
they're just
AMR
gonna...
as basic bots?
I am not. I'm counting Eruptor as basic bots. If you're using
AMR
AMR on
does
basic
really
bots,
good at
you're
it.
kind of being crazy.
It's really good against them though. It does one tap.
It'll do it. I'm not saying it won't do it, but is that ammo that you want to be using on them when you otherwise have Eruptor, which can kill 3 or 4 in a single shot? Or do you just want to kill 4 of them one shot at a
I
time?
mean, honestly, I only pull Eruptor out if it's like a Devastator or something. I usually use AMR as like a more primary answer when I'm not in this.
I mean, I've run this build. I know the same thing. But like, if you get a bunch of little guys clamped together, or they're dropping out of a dropship,
Yeah, that's where
which
Eruptor's
one are you
for.
going to be using?
That's where Eruptor is.
Yeah.
I'm like they're interchangeable. They both kind of do the same thing.
I mean, we have two here
Kind
for
of a
basic
little bit
bot clear.
different.
Like, you're getting the
Yeah.
AMR off for him. You're getting the Eruptor off for him. 500 kg. If
Honestly,
you're running a 500
you know,
kg to kill
if we're
basic bots, you
talking,
need to reassess your
if we're talking about like basic ad clear here and like them being grouped up, ultimatum.
settle the fuck down. Yeah.
Have you thought about the fact that we could also use the portable Hellbot?
So you're getting an additional point here for Barrage Striders
Is
Walkers of the
fun.
rocket type here, because having an AMR is really good at killing those things. They're not going to survive 2 shots from this. Like, if you're really good with it, you're only going to have to do 1 shot with this. Even Eruptor's doing a great job into this enemy type, 2-shotting them, 1-shotting them occasionally. Devastators and Butchers. You're kind of having 1 less into each of these, but hey, like, it's a really efficient 1 way into each of these. Hulks, you know, all of these weapons are fucking a Hulk up. Emplacements fucking Hulks up. 500 kgs fucking Hulks up. Eruptors fucking Hulks up. AMRs fucking Hulks up. You're just doing a really good job with these weapons. If you're accurate enough to be running AMR, you're accurate enough to be running Eruptor. A lot of people will complain about Eruptor into Hulks, but hey, there it is. It's right there. Just do it. Just do it. Tanks, you have lost a little bit of effectiveness into, but that's okay, because you do still have 2 really, really good options into tanks. And you do have a pocket pick of Ultimatum into them, so you're going to be just fine. Factory Striders are going to start to offer you a little bit of issue here. You realistically only have 3 answers into Factory Striders. You can technically fire enough AMR into a Factory Strider to kill it, but that is not what you want to be doing with a build like this. You want to be keeping your distance. You want to be basically only in cannon range of this thing. You're pumping in and out of really, really good cover to try to hit this enemy with that. Your main goal is going to be to knock out those chin guns, get close enough to either hit it with a 500 kg, or pray that your emplacement is off cooldown, throw it behind you, run away, get even more distance than you already had, and just plug away at this thing from forever far away. You do want more than 3 here. So those are definitely going to be your weak points. Is going to be Factory Striders, tanks, shield devastators, regular devastators, and butchers. You're only really worried if they're closing the distance on you, which is just like, that's what you need to be doing here. You need to be keeping your distance from these enemies.
The core idea here, though, is that those weaknesses are shored up by the fact that you have a team with you.
Yes, you have a team with you. You're getting a more supportive build going on here. So like, what you're good at, you're really good at. Like, let's just, the things that you're covering here, you're murdering here. But you do need to be a little bit more careful about what you're doing. This is not going to be a 1-man army build. This is not going to just, hey, I dropped and now I solved everything. This is going to be, okay, I'm either stealth diving, I'm clearing my own way, and I'm taking it very, very carefully. I'm being methodical. If I think I'm about to break out into a large fight, I am just dipping the fuck out, because I do not want to get stuck in a large fight against bots with this loadout. But if I can, like, join a fight late and, you know, be fashionably late to the party, I've got some really good answers to some stuff that, like, happens.
We got music.
Yes, this is the Wii Shop music build of, man, you guys sound like you're having a hard time over there. Plink, plink, plink. There's no enemies over here. Plink, plink, plink.
A few times I've ran this with you and Caleb, though, I kept a lot of the devastators off of you. You all rarely saw a lot of them.
Yes, this is a really good build if this is a playstyle that you want to run, where you're not the star of the show. You're the silent hitman who is the unsung hero of some really nasty situations that could have unfolded on your team.
If
You
you're
just
running
didn't let
this,
it happen.
If you're running this, make sure to target the rocket devastators first. Those are the ones that are gonna mess your team up really
Rocket
quick.
Devastators and Rocket Walkers need to be target number 1. And I'm going to be honest, that's true for any bot loadout. You must respect rocket enemies, okay? If they are not your primary target, you're wrong. All right? Anytime you see a Rocket Strider or anytime you see a Rocket Devastator, those two things need to die before anything else, because those are the two enemies that are either going to one-shot your team or knock them out of cover. This loadout does not give you a lot of good answers to Factory Striders from a distance unless you have your emplacement up. But you can at the very least knock the chin guns off of them quickly, so that if your teammates are able to get close and close that distance, maybe they have a better answer and they're not going to get shredded to pieces. You're doing this, I'm going to be honest, you're probably not running heavy. You really should not still be running light armor into the bots. You're hopefully running medium armor. You're hopefully either running fortified, extra padding, or democracy protects here. If you want to run light, there is really only one answer, because none of these things is going to help you except for scout. That's it. You're going to be running scout if you're going to be running light armor into the bots, because the only way that you survive is they don't know you're there until you're already blasting them.
All I'm taking from this is that Trailblazer is the best armor set in the game. I win.
The amount of bitching that you do when we play bots and you run a build like this says other things.
Trailblazer is the best armor set, and I win.
As far as boosters go, if you're doing something like this, you are taking Hellpod space optimization. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You need all the ammo that you can get when you drop. It's just not even a question.
Why'd they nerf Hellpod space on ultimatum? These are sad days.
The other thing is, if you don't want to take 500 kg here, you don't have to take 500 kg. Your immediate counter option is Eagle Strafe. You'll take Eagle Strafing run here because it is an answer to everything but tanks. You do lose a little bit into tanks here by taking Eagle Strafing run, but you can actually do some pretty good work to tanks with it. It's just not going to kill them straight up. You're going to need 2 of them to do it. But doing that gives you a really good answer to Shield Devastators, gives you a good answer to regular Butchers and everything like that. Gives you another answer to this enemy type here. Oopsies. There we go. Gives you a better answer into basic bot clear. Gives you a better answer into fabricator clear. Gives you a good answer into cannon clear because it will just do it. You're losing out on gunships. You get a little bit better answer to fabricators. But yeah. Or factory starters. This is my recommendation. If you're going to run a build like this, it lets you be fast and it gives you an answer to getting overwhelmed.
So there is a little bit of a crazy-ish choice instead of strafing run. You could take the other emplacement too.
Okay, crazy person number 3 enters the chat. I don't think so. I don't think this is a good idea. I think this is like fundamentally a bad idea. Like
it answers a lot of the bots. It does.
So if you're gonna run something this crazy, I'm thinking probably your better idea here is to run probably shield generator relay and just lean heavily into support. You're gonna lose a lot of stuff here, but you know, like you have a no-no zone where like if you do get overrun, you just fucking blow your hell bomb anyway and say fuck it. You know what I mean? Like you kind of just you're like, I will snipe you from my dome of protection, and the moment that drops, I'm disappearing off into the distance.
That's a status move, and we only want damage moves.
Yeah. The other option here is to run something like Orbital Gatling Barrage. That will do a lot of work against most of these enemies. You are going to lose a little bit on Fabricator Kill. You are going to lose a little bit on tanks here, but you will pick up the same amount that you do a Strafing Run on the rest of these, and that's if you just don't like Strafing Run or you want a good answer to bot drops.
Strafing run is honestly like one of the best ideas.
Strafing is the way to go here. This is a really good build. You are running Hellbot Space Optimization here. You should lock that booster in before anybody else even starts building their like stratagem loadouts. That should be the first thing that you do, just to ensure that you are getting this. If you're under DCS or somebody else grab this, pretty much your additional option is going to be, I mean, you're probably just going to run either UAV recon or stamina enhancement here. Being able to keep the gaps is going to be really, really good. Being able to know where more enemies are with UAV recon booster is going to be really, really great. Especially since you're running scout and you don't want to get noticed.
You could also be the Chad that takes the experimental infusion for your team.
Yeah, I mean, if you have that open, taking experimental infusion is really, really good here. I don't know that it's maybe the most important thing for you, but hey, whatever. If you want to be a goofball, you can take armed resupply pods here, and then you kind of have access to an additional protective stratagem. If you're running this build solo, I actually heavily recommend this because at that point, you know, you will call in the resupply next to, because your resupply, right, is going to be a, I want to say 3-minute call in. Your orbital or your anti-tank emplacement is like a 2-minute call in. You can almost kind of back to back them there. Because I don't see you using or you using anti-tank emplacement on cooldown. If you're using anti-tank emplacement on cooldown, you're a psychopath. Like get checked. Yeah. So yeah, that's another way to build bot builds. Make sure you have an answer to all of these things on bots, and your goal is to hit 3 or more on everything. If you can hit 3 or more, you have a good build. The only one that has a caveat is the detector disruption tower here. It is what it is. You're never going to have more than 2 on this because there's only 2 things that solve it. You're looking at them: GP31 Ultimatum and Hellbomb. That's it. It's the only thing that's going to solve this for you. There you go. Cool. I think that's where I'm going to call it for this stream here. I don't need to save these loadouts here. They're on a stream now, so you can check them at any time. Leave yourself a little bookmark. I believe I started doing this at about the, where are we? Almost 4 hours. So about the hour 45-minute mark from behind. So 2 hours and 15 minutes, give or take, is when this discussion started. I will separate these out into their own individual videos, one into bugs and one into bots for you guys, so that you kind of know what you're looking for each one. Cool. Anybody who came and watched, anybody who chatted in stream, I appreciate you coming and watching. Anybody who catches this on YouTube later, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this content, you want to see more like it, leave a like, leave a subscribe. That way you can get notifications anytime I'm releasing new information, new videos, or popping up on stream. If you want to catch my streams, I am doing so effectively every day, starting at about 12:30, 1 o'clock Central Time. I will generally always be on by 1 o'clock. You can catch me here, and I